sexy people out there. This is Deanne Munoz, and welcome to Unleash Your Sex.
Like when you hear YouTubers and they fade from. Hi, it's Deanne Munoz, and welcome back to the Unleash Your Sexy. Guess what, you guys? Yes, we are in season 3.
Round of applause, round of applause.
I would take a bow if I didn't slap my face with the
Them titties.
microphone
Oh, okay. That too.
in the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm super excited, you guys. We're finally in season 3. Wow. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you who's watching right now. Your love and support means everything to me. Okay. So
Yes.
I have a special guest today, and I know all the ladies, seriously, all the ladies were in my DMs like,
Don't start.
oh my God,
Don't
is
start.
he hot? And I was like,
It's all
oh.
filters, it's all the lights around here.
We're like, he paid me for that promo right there, for the shout out. And so thank you so much. And I know you have a busy schedule. And
We're supposed to be locked down on quarantine.
we are in lockdown. What are you talking about? So thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here. I really
You're welcome.
appreciate that. And I know that we're
Appreciate
gonna
you having me.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so our topic is,
Drum roll.
drum roll. Are all men cheaters?
I'm just going to the table. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so it's like, and I'm exiting now. This
Yeah.
is my exit roll. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm going to ask a few questions,
Let's
and
go.
all you have to do is answer them.
All right. This is going to be
Does that
easy.
sound pretty simple?
Yeah, super
Yeah,
simple. Let's
definitely.
go.
Want to do a shot?
Yes.
Okay, here's to a killer ass podcast.
And me not walking off this set. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so before we even get to that part,
Yeah.
because I feel like that part comes later on in a relationship. So
Okay.
let's get down to the basics first.
Right.
Okay. Because there's so many questions around love, what love is, what love looks like. How do you know somebody loves you, is in love with you? And then from there, you know, the problems in relationships and then infidelity.
Okay.
So we're going to get to infidelity a little later on. So
All right.
to you,
To me.
what is love?
What is love? Woo. As far as like what though? That's
Being in
so
love.
deep.
In love.
Being in love?
There we, for you, how do you know when you're in love?
You know, that's a very it's deep when it comes with me, especially with being in love. And I think it starts off with being in love with yourself first.
Right.
Loving everything about you, just it's just weird. It's crazy. I've been in love a few times actually.
So real quick, back to that.
Uh-huh.
So you said it's about loving yourself.
Yeah.
What does that look like to you, for you to love yourself?
I believe you can't love anybody else without loving yourself first, putting yourself as a priority, putting yourself number one on every pedestal that you have out there.
Right. Okay.
So if it comes to like, I don't know, taking care of your body,
Mm-hmm.
you know, going to the gym, or maybe just eating healthy, or just doing things that uplift you and your soul, maybe reading a book, taking a walk by yourself.
Right.
If you can't learn to love yourself, how are you going to love anybody else?
Right.
That's my perception of it. It might not be
Okay.
your truth. It might not be his, hers, or anybody else's truth,
Right.
but that's my truth when it comes to what love is. And normally people think they're in love. You know,
Right.
they like a person, the way they look, the way
Right.
they dress, the way they talk, the
I
way
totally agree.
their status is on
Right.
Instagram, in life, in their career. But that's all artificial. It's superficial. That ain't, you don't know that person, you know? There's a difference between what is and like who you are and what you are. You know, who you are is always there. That's who you are. It's deep inside. It's in your soul.
Right.
What you are is exterior. You know, what you are is an artist. What you are is a writer. Who you are is a beautiful soul. Who you are
Right.
is godlike. You know, it just
Yeah.
it goes deeper. When it comes to love, it's so deep. It's so deep, but at the same time, it's black and white. you
Right.
know? Like, yeah, I mean, that's as far as I'm going with that.
No,
Before the whiskey starts talking more.
No, I think I think you're doing great. I really love when you said about loving yourself and what that is for you, because I feel like a lot of women and men right now are in situations with people that they shouldn't be in.
Right.
And it's because they're lacking the self-love. And a lot of people honestly I feel don't even know self-love because they've never seen it maybe in their mother and dad's relationship.
Right.
They maybe didn't receive it from their mother or father, nor maybe have they had a relationship. You know, so that's why I wanted you to go more into what self-love is, so people know, oh shoot, like I don't treat myself like that, or
Right.
I don't have that standard, you know. And for me personally, self-love is, I find as a woman, especially growing up, I'm gonna cry.
Don't be crying.
I grew
Don't be
up
crying.
I grew up in a very abusive family,
Mhm.
you know, and I didn't grow up learning self-love. When you see, you know, abuse with your mom, she didn't have self-love to walk away. So like, I didn't really understand it till like later on in life. And so to me, I think it's so important that people who don't know they're in abusive situations, like how would they even know without you saying, hey, like that, like going to the gym is self-love. And for me, like self-love is boundaries.
Yes.
Like I feel like so many people don't have boundaries. Like this is okay, this isn't okay.
Right.
And I feel as women so often are brought up in this like patriarchal American type of like how women's supposed to be, like, you know, procreate, serve a man, and be quiet, like play small, like that's your role in life.
Yeah.
So like for me, self-love would look like, you know, me speaking up for myself. Like, hey, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. Like,
Right.
you know, and a lot of things like this is a hard no. Like if this happens in a relationship, this means like I'm out. This means it could be worked on and it's compromisable if he's willing to work on it. And then there's yes, like, ooh, I love this about the person.
Right.
And so that's why thank you for sharing the self-love part. Because I feel like also too, like a lot of my guy friends too are like in abusive relationships. Excuse me. And it's like you said, like what is self-love? You know, and I think a lot of times people don't know self-love because they've never seen it and they've never had it.
Right.
You know, so boundaries for me would be one. Self-love to me is being respected. Like, you know, you're not going to call me this, you're not going to call me that.
Right. But unless you respect yourself, how do you expect someone else to respect you?
Right.
A lot of these women and men don't respect themselves, so how can anyone else respect them?
Yeah. No,
You know,
exactly.
That's where it goes on that, especially with respect. Respect is so big, but there's a lot of people out there that demand respect but don't respect themselves.
And what do you consider respect? Like, what do you think that is?
You know, just like you said, when someone calls you a name, you don't believe you're that name, and you can lash out on them. You know, you can lash out on them, and or you could just let it slide. If you're lashing out, it's because you probably
There's
thinking there's something in there
Oh,
that's
good. I'm
making you
off.
that's making you fight it. You know,
Right.
So, and some people just they're on it. They don't like that. Maybe
Right.
their parents call them that. Their friend, you know, they've been teased all their life, and they don't want to hear that anymore. So, there's different categories in respect too. So.
Okay.
As
So
far as
for you in a relationship, what do you consider disrespectful to you?
I don't know, because I'm not the most. I haven't been in a relationship. The last time I was in a relationship, I didn't respect myself, so I didn't respect the partner I was with. So
Thank you for your
if
honesty.
you're gonna, yeah,
I love
we're
your
gonna go into
transparency.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I can't.
I think that's
I
huge.
can't
Thank you.
speak for other people.
Right.
If we're gonna talk about my
You,
experiences,
yeah, exactly.
right?
Mhm.
And the respect that I've had for the women that I've been with.
Right.
So
Okay.
I'll get down to that.
Okay,
Next question.
So for you,
Right.
so for you, what do you consider like when a girl's respectful and then disrespectful?
Give me some give me some examples, because I'm
Okay, so I'll tell you right now.
I'm not a jealous person. I'm not insecure.
I know, me
So
neither.
a woman can go to certain lengths where people would find disrespectful, and to
you
me,
wouldn't
I'm
bother
just
you.
like, all right, cool. That's
Right.
you know, that's I have a flirtatious personality, so I don't
Okay.
expect anybody.
You're like
to,
my little twin.
Yeah, I don't expect no one to like.
You're literally my twin.
No, well, Rocky and I were talking about this on Street Scholars the other day. We was talking about how we flirt. We flirt with everybody.
Right.
You know, we could be at a restaurant and we're with a girl or our girlfriend, and we're gonna flirt with the waitress.
Right.
You know, we're just gonna flirt because we have that personality where we're just flirtatious.
Right.
It don't mean we want to be with you, but we
You're
just
friendly.
that's our personality.
I consider it friendly.
You know, so
We're just spreading the love.
yeah, but some people would find that disrespectful.
Yeah, like if
you
I'm a
know.
man who's just like you're
Right.
taking it way too far. Like
Yeah,
I
but
wouldn't like that.
But is that on you, or is that because of him? Is that because like where does that respect come in, and is that your own insecurity, or is
Yeah.
that your insecurity about your man?
Wait. Oh, you got the microphone?
Oh, I forgot.
No, you're good. I do it.
It's-
I do it in my.
Wait, you need the mic. We have a mic there for you guys.
But like I flirt with everybody, but my chick flirts with anybody, she's gonna get checked. Like I'm not okay with that at all.
No?
Like, I'm not okay with that.
So complete double
No, you
standard?
know I am with
Yeah.
that. Like
Yeah.
that's not gonna fly.
Complete double standard.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
I don't know. That
Now-
might kind of turn me on.
Question,
See,
did
see
you
the guy that want her.
did
I'm
you
gonna-
grow up in a family where the
I grew up
men who
my parents been married for over 40 years. I grew up in a really good family, like super good family.
so was your father the man of the house,
Oh,
and
he
whatever
still
he
is.
said went?
My dad is man in the house. My mom and dad. My dad's smart. My mom's are masters. Like it's a really
Right.
good. I didn't grow up poor, or I grew up like with a lot of love and all
Right.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but
Well, usually when
your
you're not-
mom and dad are soulmates, though.
Yeah,
like,
definitely
the
soulmates.
definition
They're
of
still in love
soulmates.
like all crazy, you know.
Yeah.
So it's still good.
That's coming. That's coming.
But I think for me, I think I'm like that with a chick first because my insecurities, because I know what I do, I cheat and all that, so I know those are the levels of doing it. So I know what's up. That's insecurity.
Thank
on
you
my
for
part.
your honesty.
Thank you.
We're honest on Street Scholars.
Yeah. No, that's perfect, because the whole point of this episode is to inform women and men why they do what they do. You know, and thank you for your honesty. Like, I love the transparency. I love the honesty. Everyone, we're being real, raw, and unfiltered here.
Yeah, y'all can hate me after this. It don't matter. I don't care. I'm gonna be honest. Like, and you know what? That's what's wrong with our generation nowadays, is that men and women lack that. They don't want that honesty. You know, they don't want someone
Right.
that's gonna come out and be honest. They want that superficial shit. You know, they want that fake Instagram. I'm this, I'm that, or that I'm this, I'm that with their status. But when it comes down to it, they're afraid to give themselves up to a certain person that's gonna treat them right. They want that image with the person that they're gonna be goals with, or whatever the fuck it is on
Right.
Instagram nowadays. Can I cuss? I can't.
You
Can I
can-
say, I
yeah,
say
you can
fuck?
cuss. You
I
can say
fuck,
anything
shit,
you want.
bullshit, bitch. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think social media has fucked up a lot of shit. Personally, it's
Wait.
messed up
Do you
a lot.
mean fucked up shit for you and like being able to cheat successfully? Because
No.
honestly, like me and the girls always say, like with social media, men can no longer be cheating, because the minute he sneaks into a girl's DM, that girl's about, hey, you know your fucking man's in my DM and da da da.
I
Or
don't
they
know
be
about
watching
that.
the comments.
Because I've had a lot of girls swipe up in my DM when I have a girl, and they know I got a girl.
Okay, but
So-
that's a side girl. We call them side bitches.
Yeah, but
we call them side bitches.
But-
Those are side
But
bitches.
no, I'm not saying I'm doing anything with them. I'm just
No, I
saying
know.
that they
No, I get it.
slide up in me.
I believe
if I
it.
have a girl, I'm not sliding up in nobody's DMs. They
Right.
slide up in, like, they're sliding up to me.
Right.
Now it's on me whether I want to disrespect the woman that I'm with,
Right.
or if I'm gonna respect her enough to just like either not comment back, or just most of the times, or a lot of the times, all of the times, when I was in a relationship, if someone slid in my DM, I would just show my girl like, hey, look at this girl. And
Right.
I would just flirt back with her to see what she would do. And then sometimes, well, they knew I was with a girl, you know? They knew I
Yeah.
had
Oh no, I
children
know.
and all that shit. So
I have a lot of
these
guy
girls
friends.
don't care.
I have a lot of guy friends with girls crazy in their DMs.
But what I'm saying is that there's a lot of people like that they'll slide up into someone's DMs where they know they have somebody, and they'll still try to, and I don't know about being a homewrecker, but they'll still try to get theirs, you know, while that person's
Right.
already in a
And-
relationship.
And I think that's another example, perfect example of not having self-love.
Right.
Because for me, another example of self-love is I'm always number one. Like anyone I'm with, like I don't, like, contrary to belief with my profession and everything, I do have a lot of standards that I keep. Like, I don't ever fuck with anybody in a relationship. Like, I don't care who the fuck they are, what's going on. Like, I just don't. Like, I believe karma's karma.
Right.
And honestly, like I don't care what you're offering me. Like, he could be a fucking ballin' billionaire. You know, most girls would be like, fuck yeah, like, he's married, no problem. Like, if you're trying to date me, like, I don't do second.
Right.
Period. And to me, that's self-love. I'm number one or nothing. Like, that's just how I roll in my relationships. And I feel like a lot of times, unfortunately, women don't have enough self-love to feel that they're worth finding someone who's going to value them as number one. So I find like the girls that slide into the DMs, knowing you have a girl, they're lacking self-worth, they're lacking self-love, and they're lacking the fact that they have this limiting belief that they'll never be somebody's number one, so it's okay to be number two. It's like, I'm gonna go
It's
get
never okay to be
like
number
I'm gonna
two.
go get the dog scraps wherever I can because I'm just so desperate to be loved because they're lacking loving themselves. And when you love yourself, you're like, what the fuck, motherfucker? Like, no, like,
And that's where I was coming at, like, when I first started talking about this. Like, self-love is everything. And you understand it, like, for those that are going through it, for those that have self-love and love yourself, you know damn well you're not gonna let no one treat you other than the queen or king that you are. Like, end story. Like, that's the end of the story. Period.
It's true.
That-
No, I find that's so true. And in regards to that, I feel like that just sets a tone for like boundaries again. Like, people know shit, well, I can't get away with this with her or that with her. But you know what I totally agreed with that you just said is the whole like I'm not a jealous person at all. Like, ever. Like, as a matter of fact, when I date people, and it's interesting because I usually attract men who are very controlling or jealous. And the problem never is me. Like, because I don't.
She's never the problem. Never.
You know
Okay.
what? Right now, any
Never
man
the
I've ever
problem.
dated that I was ever a problem, you have my permission to pop on right now and talk whatever you want to talk. But
Damn.
and I'm not saying in the sense of like
I
I'm
know,
perfect.
I'm
I'm not saying
breaking
that.
your
But
balls.
but I'm saying it because in the sense of, to me, dating, so relationships are simple.
Right.
Like, if we're like, hey, well, we're dating, da da da, and then we're like, okay, let's be exclusive. Okay, to me that's easy.
Right.
That's because I want it. Now, I'm not gonna be exclusive with somebody that I know that I'm not into 100%. That I know, like, man, like, I can wake up with you every morning for the rest of my life and still smile and still want to have morning sex and be like, fuck yeah, like this is bomb.
Right. But how long does that feeling go for?
Forever.
How do you know?
Because I've had 3 relationships, and all 3 of my relationships, I had that feeling to the day it
You
ended.
guys broke up. Okay.
As a matter of fact, I walked away from 3 relationships that I was still madly crazy in love, and it was still crazy and passionate, like to the
But
day
you
we
had that
left.
self-worth, self-respect
Yeah,
that you
where
couldn't
they
tolerate.
didn't treat me right at some point,
Right.
and I had to walk away. And I always tell people, the hardest thing I've ever done in my life is walk away from somebody I loved.
That is
That's
very
the hardest
hard.
thing, because first of all, trying to find somebody you even have that connection with is so rare. To find somebody who's treating you the way you want to be treated, and you're like, holy fuck, like somebody actually exists, right? You know,
But you had 3.
and like it's no, thank God.
Fourth is charm.
Thank God. Yes, fourth time's the charm. High five. and at the end, so I believe in the fairy tale love.
That's good.
And
That's
people are like, that doesn't exist. And you know what that tells me when people say that? They've never felt that in their life. And to me, I got chills. And that makes me so sad that someone hasn't met someone who just like got
Swept
into their
off them feet,
soul
yeah.
and just like every cell in their body wasn't vibrating this like electricity the minute they were on each other every single day. You know, so back to the whole thing of like me saying, oh, I've never had a problem. Because to me, relationships are simple.
Right.
I've been single for a very long time because, as a lot of people, I don't want to commit to. Now, do I go out and have a fun time? Of course. I'm single and I want to have a fun time. But at the end of the day, like, I know there's a lot of people that I'm like, I don't see forever in their eyes, or I don't think like, I'm not going to want to wake up to you every morning. You know what I mean? Like,
Imagine that.
I really don't, you know, like now, like for the moment, are they fun? They're fun. But to me, I just feel like relationships are simple.
Right.
Like,
'cause
if I want to be there, I'll be there. And honestly, like, I fucking treat my men amazing. Like, they're fucking the king of the fucking castle. Like, we're fucking sex and threesome, like I'm fucking cook, I clean, I do every fucking thing. Like it's just like I feel it's so easy to be in a relationship, but to me it's more like, well, who deserves my love, like my attention, and how I'm gonna spoil somebody.
You know what? Since you brought that up, I like that, but I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna flip this script. Do you think it ruins a relationship when you have a threesome with someone that you're in love with?
Fuck no.
No?
Fuck no.
Ooh, I kind of beg to differ on that one.
Okay, so first of all, so we
and I'm a man, you know. If my wife brought in another girl, I might have to look at my wife a little different, or my girl a little.
Well,
different.
I think so. That's what happens. I feel like. So we have
Don't be saying shit, man, out there. You do the same thing.
We have a whole YouTube video on threesomes. Okay, so everybody feel free, swipe up right now my Instagram, look for it. As a matter of fact, it's me and Hoas Ariel. We're talking about open relationships, and then
I love her.
I know, I love her too. We love you. But I also talk about threesomes and the art of having a threesome, because the threesome
there's an art to it.
There's an art.
Ooh, tell me about this.
The first thing is someone's open for it, or B, they're not.
Okay.
So there's two type of relationships. So I've dated people who they're not into threesomes, no problem. Like I don't have a problem to be like, oh my god, I gotta go fuck a girl. Like that's not an issue for me.
Right.
But at the same time, if somebody's open-minded and they like threesomes, I still don't have a problem with it, because like we were discussing earlier, I'm not a jealous person. Like I'm not insecure. Like I already know. The only time like the whole threesome thing's gonna come in is because I feel safe and secure with my man.
Okay.
You know, like we're in a good fucking place. I feel safe and secure, and I'm not the jealous type. Like I already know what I bring to the table. And if another girl could pull my man, then he wasn't my man.
There you go.
There's not gonna be.
That's
there's
where
gonna
I
be
was going
no
with
drama.
this. Yeah.
I'm not gonna be angry. Like there's really nothing. I'm just like, cool, thank you. Like I just know like he wasn't into me.
But you could do that if you were in love with the man.
Yeah, I was married to somebody for 12 years. Whew. And I feel like what kept us together for so long was the fact that I was open-minded and he was open-minded. And honestly, like for the longest time, like it literally was like he worshiped the ground I walked on. Like every girl was just like, fuck, like he was so affectionate, he was so romantic, like everything the girls want.
Well, yeah, you was bringing him a different girl whenever he wanted a different girl.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're asking if it's a problem or not. So at the end of the day, like I understood, and also because I come from an industry of sex is just sex.
Right. Right.
So I know the difference of being.
You do, but unless you're with someone that's in that same industry that can separate sex and love, how is he gonna, how is he gonna separate that in his mind, in his heart, in his soul?
But that's why everything is about communication. Communication is key. So like that's why everybody has boundaries. I have boundaries. People have boundaries. And I've dated people who aren't into it. And I'm like, okay, then cool. Like it is what it is. It's not like I have to do it. But at the end of the day, like I personally feel I don't know other than one man maybe who ever been faithful in a relationship. So I feel like I'd rather us do it together. Okay. You know what I mean? Then you go do it on the side, and then this bitch come at me sideways, and then I got to go beat her down. So it's interesting because I'm not a jealous person, but don't disrespect me. Okay. So this bitch comes at me.
So fuck the bitch with me. Don't fuck her by yourself.
Yeah. Like, you mean like it's like there's permission there.
You're like, I like bitches. Why can't you bring the bitch with me?
Wait, what? You had it without me?
Yeah, no
Now my problem's with you, not her.
Okay.
Like,
those are good problems to have, huh?
I'll get home. I'm going to bleach all your dark clothes. Imagine.
But that's like a style now, right? All bleached and shit. So some band tees.
Tie-dye.
Bleach my shit.
Right? Tie-dye. So that's personally like my take, but I do know a lot of girls like who are like, no, like hell no, like I'm never gonna share my man. Like I said, everything is communication. But like you were saying earlier, it's like I'm not a jealous person. Like I'm not like if we go somewhere and like my man's, it's the difference between flirting and being rude.
But do you think because you're not a jealous person and you're not insecure is because the profession you were in? Do you think that has a lot to do with it, or
no? I honestly, I would say it's because of the man.
Okay.
Because I didn't get into the industry till I was 32. I was married at 18 to 26.
Oh, so you were.
So that wasn't. I was like an at-home mom. Never had a job. Like that was like a total like.
Oh, so you were blessing,
I was like born again, and I was a born again Christian. Had Bible studies at my house for the girls. Like I was like hardcore, like da 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 da. But I just felt like I've never felt like at that time, like I was just so fucking loved.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like we were so fucking
Was that
happy.
your first love?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh.
Yeah, first love.
Your first real love?
First love.
Okay. So
I want to say first real love because after that, my next relationship, that person treated me in a way I didn't even know existed.
Okay.
Until I got treated that way. So the second person is who I call my true love.
Okay.
But the first one, I was in love at the moment, yes. Now, was it the best relationship? Now, looking back, no. But at that moment, I felt so loved, so valued. Like, I was literally like, felt like I was on a fucking pedestal
the
all
20s
the time.
is a motherfucker. So for you, those of you that are watching right now, your 20s are shit. Like, being in love in your 20s is horrible.
Yeah,
It's
you're
horrible.
going to learn
Unless
what
you met
you
your
want or you
soulmate
don't
already.
want.
Like,
Yeah.
the 20s is a fucked up learning session with, life come at you sideways in your 20s. It don't happen until you're in your 30s. Your 30s, you cool. Like, you chilling, you know a little bit more about life. You got your shit together.
That is true.
You know?
But I also feel too with men, their testosterone level is highest up to the age of like 23, 24. And men's testosterone is what I feel like really young men have a way higher tendency than a man in their 40s or 50s because their testosterone level is much lower to cheat. So when you meet
about that, you got 40 and 50-year-olds that are trying to be with 21-year-olds now.
correct, but the statistics behind it is so much slower than when a man in his like fucking 18 years old with a heart on.
Statistics behind that, I don't know. I don't think there's a bunch of 50-year-old men going around like doing surveys like, I like them young bitches.
No,
like,
they do.
no,
It's actually it's like a science,
you
like
know what
about
I
men's
mean?
bodies.
Like, they're out there.
Oh, okay. So here's a perfect example. Okay, prison. Okay, so when we go to prison, right?
Why you gotta look at Rocky when you say that?
Man, she looked right at me. Eye contact there. She goes, prison.
Yeah, prison.
But yes, I've been in jail. Go ahead.
Not prison, jail.
But no,
yeah,
I mean,
jail's
there's
not
threesomes
prison.
in jail. You can ask me that. What are you asking?
I was just trying to include you guys in the
The camera wasn't
conversation.
even on. It was straight to
Some
you.
bullshit.
is like this. Okay, so when you go to a prison and you have the older like shot callers, right?
Uh-huh.
Their response to problems in the thing is always a matter of maturity, peace, and respect. Like they have people to think about. Now, when you go to a juvenile hall with boys who are serving life sentences, like these people, they can't stop fighting. Like the testosterone level is so much higher.
Okay.
So that's a perfect example of men's testosterone levels being high, and a man who's in his 50s or 60s when testosterone levels low. Everything in his life is a lot more slower pace. There isn't a need to want to be macho, to like bang everything like a dog, or to like want to fight everybody out there. When there's less testosterone, it causes them to be a more
At a chill.
space, as opposed to when you go to the juvenile halls, like motherfuckers are all like in like boxes because everything, their ego, their pride, they're like so like, and they're just like hypertension deficit, ADD, like and like everything. You're just like whoa, but that wouldn't happen in a prison though, because you'd have to talk to a shot caller in order to get permission to even act right. So when an 18-year-old walks in there, he can't be all fucking crazy because he has the person with the knowledge of like, hey, calmate, like calm down, relax, like just chill. So that has to do with testosterone. I learned there's a book by Gary Chapman, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus.
Okay.
Have you heard the book?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he has one, Men Are From Mars, Women From Venus. I've been to seminars before, and he has one specifically for married couples. And in it, he explains to men, like the difference of like once you get older, how your testosterone level goes down. And he explains how that's why older men like younger women, and younger women like older men, because older men are not in it for the booty call or the one night stand. They'll whine you, they'll dine you, they'll have a deep conversation.
Yeah.
They're more educated, more experienced. So women are a little, at 21, 22, they're a little more, they're looking for the security. They're looking for treating me like a queen, the glamorous life, all of that. Right? So so that's why a lot of young girls like, oh my God, I'll go out with that 60-year-old.
You ain't need that in your 20s. Go out and have fun. What the fuck you doing with your life?
but
Go
have
have
you-
a hot girl winter, summer, fall, spring. What the? Get out. What are you doing?
But like all young girls in their 20s are so like, oh my God, I gotta get married. I gotta wife you. Like I need to have kids
No,
right now.
you
And like
don't.
there's such a need to like
Say 19, 20?
security.
You gotta do all that.
I agree with you, but also too, I'm going to be 44 next month, so my take on my mindset of things is a lot different than when I was in my 20s.
Live life backwards though. You was married at 18. You've been married 3 relationships. Yeah, exactly. Go backwards. Your 40s is your 20s now.
Oh, it is. Oh, it is.
There you go. And a woman don't reach her prime till she's mid 30s. You know.
Right.
So you got mid 30s to 50 and just go on. You know.
Yeah.
You ready live that prison jail life.
Right.
And your teens and your 20s.
We're
your
and pun
30s.
intended.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were saying before I cut you off a moment ago, you were saying that you've been in love twice. Is that what you were saying, right?
A few times.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you were they relationships that you were literally like, oh my God, like when you were with them, you were like this, like you thought they were the love of your life and it was just intense and passionate, or was it somebody that you just really cared for?
You ever seen A Bronx Tale?
Yes, of course.
When Sonny says, "You got 3 great ones."
Yeah.
Like I already have my 3 great ones. I'm screwed. Like, anybody? You know,
The fourth one.
No, we ain't getting no 4th one. The 4th one is just live your life by yourself. Die. You're gonna be buried in the box by yourself anyway. Just have fun till you're dead. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I've been in love, where I gave them my heart and my soul, you know.
Okay, and the first
and
one?
a couple of them I was fucked up, so I what I gave them was what I thought was all of me, you know.
And what was that? What did that look like?
A fucked up version of who I am now. A way more like, I don't know.
So okay, so when you were there, like go back, like literally, like go back to that moment. Like when you're with this person, like what did you think of her? How did you feel for her? Like what made you make that decision? Like this is the one. Like right now, I want to be with.
I thought she was the world, you know, and everything in it. Like she was sent from God. Like God painted her just in my like. I don't know.
Like your dream girl.
Not even a dream girl. A dream girl could be any girl I see on the street. This one, we were connected through our soul, you know? Like our soul connected us. That's something different than having like passion with somebody or
Right.
being intrigued with somebody or communicating with someone. Like our energy was intertwined as one. And I don't know. It goes deeper than that.
Keep going. Go. Just go there.
I can't
You
find the
tell
words.
how
I can't find the
uncomfortable-
words.
Are you uncomfortable being vulnerable?
Yeah, go deeper. I can't. It's all I got.
You notice how you got like uncomfortable when you started getting vulnerable. Like that was a perfect place. Like stay there.
It's not vulnerable. Sometimes I can't think of the words to express how I feel. And you know what? That's the perfect way I can explain it. Is that when you have that connection, you have that energy, it's not something you can put in words. It's something you feel. Like you feel it day and night throughout the day. You feel that person when they're away. You feel that
Right.
person when they're not close, they're still close to you. It's something that I cannot explain with words, so I'm not even gonna try. And if you out there have ever been in love, you'll understand what I'm talking about. You know, you understand it.
No, I understand it because I always have this thing where like when I've been in love with somebody, like for years after, like I'm so connected with people, like with them, and even with my girlfriends or my family, like I can't, when they're going through, if they're having a bad day personally in their life, and I haven't maybe talked to them a year or two, like sometimes like I'll have I don't have bad days. Like I'm genuinely happy 100% of the time, all the fucking time, just always. I might get mad at them about something, but I'm still back to being happy.
Right.
But some days, like I'll just wake up and there's this heaviness, like in my heart and in my soul, and it'll be out of nowhere. And I'm so in tune now that it's not about me. Somebody somewhere in my life, there's something bad going on.
Right, you're still connected to them.
Yeah. So there's times literally where like Like it could be like, and a lot of times it's like somebody I was with for like a long time, and I'll feel something, and maybe like I might call one of their family members and be like, I have this weird feeling, like, is so and so okay? And they'll be like, yeah, what? And I'm like, I don't know, like I just have this heaviness, like I'm trying to figure out where it's at. And then literally like an hour later, they'll be like, I just text so and so, like how they were doing, and they were literally like, oh, this happened. They're like, and I've done it like more like than a handful of times.
Right.
And they're literally like, what the fuck? Because
that connection is real.
because it's like, so as I was talking about is like at the end of the day, like at 44, it's only 3 different times like I've been that connected to somebody where like I felt them even when we weren't together, like years later, you know. And I said, and I have that connection also with my girlfriends. Like I have an amazing group of women friends that like anytime something heart-wrenching goes on in their life, I fucking feel it. And I'll just have a day out of nowhere where I'll just like be feeling heavy on my heart, and I'll just be like, I know it's not something in my life, and I'll be like, something's going on with somebody in my life. And either that day or the next day, like I'll literally hear something, but I'll honestly like text everyone in my inner circle, be like, are you okay? Are you okay? Okay. And I've had like 80% of the time, everybody message me back and be like, what the fuck? Like this just happened. Like, why did you text me? I'm like, I just had this ugly feeling. Like, and I'm like, and I was getting chills. Like I needed to like check on everybody. Like it happens to me like a lot with people I'm connected to.
Yeah, that energy, that connection that you, I don't know, connect with other people.
Right.
That shit's real.
No,
That ain't
exactly.
nothing to play with. So
I love that you said this because I feel like a lot of men that I've talked to never felt that. And I've literally sat with people and asked men like all the time, like, what is love to you? What does it feel like? Like, what is being in love? Like, do you believe in fairy tales? Do you believe in magic? And everyone's like, oh, nah. Like, as long as she cooks and cleans, like, I'm happy. And I always feel like, what is that existence that you've never experienced that connection? And men, women watching, it exists. It really does exist. And it might take like a while, but that's why we talk about self-love. Like stay single until you find someone that you can have that with, where you're going to connect with them on that level and experience something like that. Like I've had this conversation so many times with men, and they're like, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. They're like, oh, well, you're a girl, so to you. And I'm like, no, because
nah, it don't exist to them.
the men I've dated, like it exists for them. Like you just have, like everybody, why they're like the 2% of men in the world that like believe in that kind of connection. So thank you for sharing that. Like, and I think for a lot of women too, if this is going to support them and maybe even help a lot of men to go deeper within themselves, to be like, hey, maybe they're feeling it, but maybe they've been taught not to show it, or not to go that deep, or not to be that vulnerable or that open with maybe somebody they are feeling it with.
That's what it is too. It's vulnerability, and a lot of men don't like to take that vulnerable side of them and show it to the world, give it to the world, give it to a person that they know can hurt them, because the person that you love the most can hurt you the most, you know. So a lot of men probably, you know, they probably had their heart broken,
Right.
just never said nothing. They know a piece of what it feels like to get your heart broken. And when I first got my heart broken, this was when I was a child, you know, 19. I didn't think I was gonna love again. You know, I'm young, I'm dumb.
Oh my God, the first heartbreak's the worst.
Yeah, it's
the
hard to get
worst.
over. And as a men are like, once they feel that, they don't ever want to feel that again. You know, their pride steps in. A man's pride will stop them from doing a lot of great shit. You know, get them in a lot of trouble. We
I
we
got
talk
chills.
about this shit on our podcast, and it's crazy. People going to jail for some pride shit, you know?
Right.
People killing their wives over some pride shit. She's cheating on him. He finds out. He comes, kills, you know? Like, just pride
Ego,
will
yeah,
get you
pride.
fucked up. It'll fuck you up. And when it comes to love, it fucks up a man's pride. It fucks up their inside, you know? So men that don't believe in it probably already went through some type of pride issue with love, concerning
Hurting,
love, and they don't
right.
want to go through that again. So it's easier for them to say, I don't believe in it.
Do you feel that some of these can stem from maybe mother issues?
Maybe.
Did you have a great relationship with your mom?
I do. We had our ups and downs. I was raised by my mom, just me and my
Okay.
mom. My mom was in bad relationships before she met my father. I wouldn't say my father was the best either. My father was a womanizer. He was a little famous musician, and he was out doing his thing.
Right.
and I don't think that apple fell far from the tree. So that's where my faults and my that's where I have my faults, my downfalls in, is that mom said I'm just like my father. In some ways I am. So I'm working on that to be like more me, you know?
Right.
Like what I am, I don't want to be like my father. Who I am, I want to be like me. I want to be able to love. I want to be able to give the woman that I love everything, you know? Everything, every piece of me, you know? I can't have that fucked up part of me no more. I got to fix the fucked up part of me.
Right.
The thing with love, or what people think love is that they have to love the other person and all the fucked up shit that comes with that person.
Right.
Nah, you ain't doing that. You got to let that person fix that fucked up shit that they have inside them and get them right to where they love themselves.
Yes.
And then you can try to make that relationship work.
Fuck.
Because
Preach it.
Because if I'm, let's say I have a woman right here. I'm trying to be with her. This is my girlfriend, and I'm good. Mind, spirit, body, I'm good. But she's not. She's still having issues of a past relationship, a past upbringing. She's still dealing with that. So for me to come and love her and her insecurities and what she has, I'm never going to be good enough for her because she ain't good enough for herself. You know what I mean? So how is this relationship ever going to work?
Right.
I think that's where it goes back to self-love. People need to love themselves. They need to be okay with themselves. They need to fix all that damaged shit. They need to put it together. They need to find God, ask God to help them, or whoever they may believe in, you know, fix themselves. And I guarantee you'll find love. I guarantee. You find love within yourself, you start loving yourself, you're going to find love within the perfect person for you.
Right.
You ain't got to go and love the person and all their fucked up shit.
Thank you.
know?
Thank you.
Love yourself.
Fucking preach it.
Fix your fucked up shit, and that right person. You are what you like. You attract what you are.
Right.
If you got good energy, you're gonna attract good energy.
Right.
If you got good energy and bad energy comes your way, you dodge that shit. You go around it. Exactly. So you don't see it because you're so positive. You know, negative always trying to get you, but if you're positive and you're good with yourself, you're gonna pass that shit. So that's what's wrong with a lot of relationships these days.
Right.
You know, is people ain't good with themselves, so how are they going to be good for their partners?
Fucking preach.
That's the whiskey talking.
I'd say take a shot, but I don't have one. Damn, like literally, remember I told you I was asked, so before, you asked me about the questions?
Yeah, I was nervous.
And remember, like, I read what they told me to ask you, but then, like, I feel like Spirit gave me these questions. Because everything you just said is everything.
Y'all got ghosts in here?
Yeah. Actually, we do. You know that last Wednesday, what's your dog's name, Aunt?
Chloe.
So Chloe literally was staring into the back offices, and they were both completely pitch dark. And she was over there, and she was growling. Yeah, like she was just looking at her like,
that's cool.
She's like, that's cool.
Tell the ghost come have a seat.
But it's interesting though because
maybe it's a woman.
We're like, is she hot though? So you remember you're like, what your questions? And then remember I was like, I wrote my own questions. Like literally right before you walked in, like I had like
I saw you in the back.
Something else that came in, like I just had to do that came into my heart differently with my thought or creativity, mind, whatever you want to call it. I always say it's the heart. That's ultimately what creates everything. But I had different questions, and everything you just literally spoke about is majority of everything that I asked, and that has nothing to do with what the actual topic was.
Nice.
Next, so isn't that crazy? This like we were so connected,
off track, but we still on track.
But like we said, like this. Like we're here for a message and the spirit flows. Remember, it's not about us. It's the message of what people needs to be heard.
Yeah, we can help anybody out there with themselves, with their relationship. I mean, that's what it's all about. You know, it's learning. It's a learning process.
Yes, definitely.
You know, you can learn to love yourself, but you know, there's going to be trials and tribulations always. You know, you're always going to go through trials. Something can happen in your family. Something can happen with you. Something can, you know, and you're going to have different obstacles that you're going to have to get over or under or around or go through. So you're always going to have that battle.
Right.
Me, I get through this with God. God is everything to me. God is number one. I wouldn't be here today without God. And I know that for a fact, you know. So any obstacle that I got to go through, I don't go around or under or, you know, I go through it. I go through it. I'm running full Yeah, let's take a shot to that.
Okay, let's go through that.
Yep.
We're warriors, not worriers.
There you go.
Every set back is a set up, and every breakdown is a breakthrough.
I like that. Some good shit, huh? That's some good shit. Yeah. I can't show y'all, but it's some good stuff.
People are asking like, what's the good way to deal with the heartbreak on the comments?
Okay, we're gonna actually start from the top. Don't mind the perverted ones.
Oh, I answer the perfect questions too. I know those are for you, huh?
Okay. Really, you drinking girl? Actually, Samuel, you know, you guys, I stopped drinking, but tonight I'm having a shot or two with him.
Little exception.
And everything is about control. And honestly, I can control. If you know me, I'm a control freak. I control everything and anything. And I proved it because I stopped drinking without a fucking problem. Didn't even sweat it. And I'm choosing to have a drink tonight. So,
Yeah.
how you like that now?
I had to swig it around my tooth. I'm getting a root canal. That's why I was at earlier, and they were trying to do it today, and I was like, no, I got a podcast to record tonight. I can't be coming in all numb. Can't my lip falling to the side.
He has like bubbles
just-
all in his face, like dribbling down.
That would have been hilarious. Maybe I should have.
Oh yeah, it's so sexy.
Yeah.
Lick it all up. Okay, hello
Oh,
everybody. How y'all doing? Doing great here. Hi everyone. Hi Amy. Shout out to Amy. Shout out to Christian. Oh, okay. So Big Truck Series Review Motorsport says a man is only as faithful as his options.
That's false. As his options?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, you find the right one. There's no options after that.
Oof. Love it. Love it. Okay, so on that note, I honestly tell people I feel like a lot of people who are always cheating, it's because they're in a relationship, they're not happy and they're just settling.
Most of the time, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the case.
And that's literally how I feel. Like people just stay because of kids, because of, like you said, maybe they don't want to get hurt or familiarity
They're
or this
comfortable, and
yeah.
they're in their comfort zone
Yes.
in the house. Maybe she doesn't have to work, you know, maybe she just watches the
Obligated,
kids. It's
yeah.
easier to do that. Maybe the man works too much, got a little secretary. I don't know, you know. It's just,
And she wears no panties to work.
okay.
Sorry. We went into a porn film.
Yeah, right. That went
porn
sideways
scene.
real quick.
Oh my God. Okay. He also said Nissan Altima is the official car of the cheating girlfriend.
That's so true. That's accurate.
Oh shit.
Yep, that's
He
accurate.
just said it's true.
Nissan Altima.
I don't even know what that car looks like.
Okay,
hello.
all fancy. Miss
Answer
Mercedes
is no.
Benz rolling
I'm like,
around.
if it's not German, we don't drive it.
Oh God,
Um,
now we about American made over here. Cadillacs all day.
Can I tell you, for the first time, like last year, I rented my first Cadillac, the one that kind of looks like the Rolls Royce, like back in the day.
The XTS.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And shit you not, it was the most comfortable fucking car I've ever driven my whole life. Like
Yeah.
the seats was like, it was like melting into the seats. Like it was more luxurious than any car I've been in.
There's nothing like a Cadillac.
And I literally was like, holy fuck. Like I would be like, oh, the person's a Cadillac, whatever. And I was
Yeah.
in it and I was like, shit, you not like for the comfort reasons. And it looks dope on the outside. I was like, that literally was the most comfortable chair I've ever, like I could sit in traffic for 5 hours, no
Oh, yeah,
problem. in
anybody
car.
that knows me knows that I'm Cadillac all day, every day.
Oh,
all day, every day.
Nice. Okay.
American made.
Okay, so Big Truck Reviews Motorsport says again, men are designed to have many offspring at very little sacrifice. Females are designed to have fewer offspring at great physical sacrifice. I think that goes back to the patriarchal
That goes
type
back to
of,
our
like-
indigenous ancestors right there.
indigenous ancestors. That's a new
No.
word I just learned.
No, it does.
Indigenous ancestors.
No, but it's true.
When
It's
I learn
true.
a new word, I'll use it the whole week long. Even if it doesn't matter.
Indigenous. This is you barely learned.
I mean, I've never used it. Indigenous.
Okay.
My indigenous ancestors.
Your indigenous ancestors, yeah, the ones who, yeah.
I'm gonna change my.
They would have many
I'm gonna
wives
change my
and they would
profile
have many
Instagram
children
and
with
to
their
say
many wives.
indigenous profile. Okay.
The whole podcast name changes. Indigenous Unleashed. There you go.
Oh shit. Javier said my only love passed away in 2018. It's
Yeah.
difficult to love again.
I'm sorry about that. I'm praying for you.
Ooh, I got fucking chills. I felt like he was feeling. When the quarantine is over, where are you trying to go?
I don't know. We going to either no. When that quarantine is
Let's go to
over,
Greece.
we're hopping on a plane
go to
and we're getting
Greece.
out of here. Denver or
Denver.
Miami. I'm trying to
Have
go.
you ever been international?
Yeah, of course. I've been to a few countries. I've been to Greece. I love Greece.
That's my favorite vacation.
Where'd you go? Mykonos?
Mykonos and
I was there.
Santorini.
Yeah. I loved it.
Fuck. Like literally, like that's my first destination when this is done. Greece.
Okay.
Like literally, like I have it like on, like it's ready to go, ready to get on
It's
a
not
plane
even,
and
you
go
want
over
to go?
there.
It's not even that expensive. In Greece, bro, you're not even around people.
Oh wait, do you owe child support?
No, it was on.
Okay. I find like when a lot of men say like I can't leave the country, it's because if you haven't paid your child support, they don't allow you to travel the world. Your
I've
passport.
never seen a person more on their child support than that man right there. He's there every month on the day before the
That's
day it's due.
awesome.
I've never seen like.
You know what your goals? Because a lot of men don't fucking pay their child support.
Like my son's turned 10 today. It's his birthday today. Couldn't even see him because I've been.
Oh yeah, happy birthday,
Yeah.
Ethan.
Aw.
Yeah, it's my son's birthday, but I couldn't see him. But I went to his house 6 feet apart. I gave him his gift and took a picture with him. It was kind of sucks. Cause I had a big party. But my baby mom took me off child support like a month ago, so it's kind of cool after all these years. So you don't need to be on it. I still give her money, but not to
Yeah.
the court, so it's cool.
You know what? I had the opposite experience. When I left my husband, he didn't want anything to do with, like to punish me.
Mm-hmm.
To punish me because I left. He was like, well, I'm not going to see our daughter.
That's
Because he knew, like, I'm such a family person, and because I left, like, his only control, and he'd be like, I'll see her if you're there.
Oh wow.
So on Sundays, because of my daughter, I'd be like, okay, Sunday's family day.
mm-hmm.
And I would go because, and we literally spent it the whole day like a family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I didn't, he'd be like, I don't want to see her. I don't want to. Obviously, he lost his mom, I think, when she was about 12
Oh wow.
of cancer. Then he called me for the first time after that and was like, can I pick up my daughter? And I was like, without me? He was like, yeah. And I was like, I had all her fucking bags packed. I was like, are you kidding me? Like,
Got 3 suitcases ready to go.
I was like, and I literally told him, I literally said, you don't even have to pay me child support if you take her every other weekend and every other Wednesday. Like, my issue is different. Like, please be a part of her life. Like, obviously she's older now, so I was like way different.
Yeah.
And we were so young then, and he was so like, because he's like, no, you can't leave me. Like even if it's one day a week, like it was enough for him. And I was just like, and it was so opposite. So when I hear girls that are like, you can't see your kid, I'm like, what the fuck? I had to be like, okay, I'll suck your dick if you take her, if you watch her for the day, so I can get my nails done.
Oh shit.
Like I literally had to like, it was like sexual favors, but to him, like that was enough. Like, okay, well, she came over for a moment and I gotta have sex. So he'd be like, okay, I'll watch her if you get your nails done. You know what I mean? Like it literally was like, it was crazy. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Note to self, do not leave a narcissist. Okay. Why the Yankees hat, dude? Oh yeah, you from New York?
Nah, I'm a Yankee fan since I was a kid. I don't even know why.
Where are you from?
I'm from Orange County.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
You pick New York? First of all, I love New York.
He's from a black neighborhood in Orange County. That's what he
Yeah.
said last.
Is
last
there
podcast.
black areas down there?
No, there's no black areas.
Isn't this like Santa Ana,
You're
right?
lazy.
Isn't
Santa Ana has
Santa Ana, right? Isn't this like all Mexicans?
That's Hispanic. Yeah.
There's some neighborhoods out there. You guys are
Okay, well,
racist.
Cheers.
There's
I
a
already
gated
drank
community.
mine.
There's a gated community
All you.
in
Oh,
Orange
you
County
drink
by
all
the
of
block
it?
novel where they all live.
The
Do
what?
we have
There's a,
whiskey
there's a
upstairs?
gated community
In
by
the-
the block.
What's up there?
Theo Lacey?
Tequila.
There's something else? No? Cognac?
No, I'm good with this. Yeah.
He's been intriguing. Okay. Crazy Bear Production says he has a great point. How can you love someone else if you don't love yourself? Okay, Jay Fry. Oh my God. This one's big for me. I'm going to speak on this one. He says, if someone calls you a name, they are trying to get a reaction out of you. So I have a huge thing in all my relationships. And mind you, like, my dad's never called me out my name. Like, I've never had a friend. I've never been with anybody. So the minute a guy calls me like, oh, you're fucking stupid, or you fucking idiot, or you dummy, or, you're a bitch, or you're a hoe, like anything like that. Like, if he's mad, he's like, fuck you, bitch. Like, literally, for me, that's a hard no. Like,
You're
literally, I don't care how much I fucking love you. I will walk the fuck away.
Damn.
Like, to me, like, that's a deal breaker is, like, we can be as mad as we want, but, like, I would never call you a name.
Yeah, you ain't gonna call him
Like,
out his
why,
name.
like, my dad wouldn't call me that. Like, let me tell my dad what you called me. Call me that in front of my dad.
Oh, okay.
Right? If you can't call me in front of my dad, or you wouldn't call, I mean, honestly, some guys would call their mom that. So I can't say that part, but I always like, if you wouldn't call me that in front of my dad, like, there's no reason for you to have that between us. Because I feel like that's where the intimacy, and that's where, for me, my safety boundaries. We're talking about boundaries. Like,
Right.
and I have very strict boundaries. Like, I feel safe when you do A, B, and C. And for me, one of them is like name calling. Like, I'll literally be like, wow, like for someone to be like, oh yeah, fuck you, bitch. I'd be like, wow, like, I feel like that comes from like a real dark place in somebody, like really dark, like that. Like, I have dark places, but I have so much self-control. Like, that word wouldn't even come out of my mouth.
You mean disrespecting them, and that manner,
Whatever you
or-
gotta call it. I mean, everybody has a different word, you know, like you say
Yeah.
disrespectful, but for me, it's a boundary. Yeah. So if somebody calls me that, I just feel like it's just a dark place in somebody. Like, why would you even go to such a dark, to me, it's just a very dark word,
Okay.
you know? And mind you, maybe somebody's parents say it all the time. So it might be lighthearted in their family, but to me, like, we had never heard it. Like, I came from like a really strict Christian family, and everything was like love and God and like light.
And you come to an understanding at the beginning of that relationship, and you let them know this.
Yeah. Oh, are you kidding? Yeah.
Off the bat.
Off the bat. Like,
Okay.
you know, if you want to tease me and mock me, like, oh my gosh, she tripped or something. But like later on, like, there shouldn't be no like, oh, you fucking idiot. Like, how come you couldn't get that? Like, there's just certain things, like, don't ever address me like that. Don't ever put me down in front of people. Don't ever put me down, period.
Yeah,
If I
like
make
degrade you,
if I make a mistake, like, hey, like, take me to the side and be like, hey,
educate
look,
you.
like, da-da-da-da-da, and I'd be like, oh, okay, I get it. You know, there's certain things I feel like, and likewise with my man, like, I don't care how mad I am or how, maybe he might have disrespected me in public with another girl. I swear to God, I'll keep my calm all the way till we get one-on-one. Like, I will stay quiet and I'll have control, but when we get alone, I'll be like, what the hell? Like, why'd you do that? This is how I felt, da-da-da. Like, there's just certain things that I feel like people should have self-control over. And I feel, especially in public, like if you're my man, like, I would never want anyone to look at you and think, oh shit, like, his girl fucking reamed him, or he looked like a fucking pussy right now. Like, and likewise, like, why would you want other men or women to look at me and think, oh shit, like, she's fucking stupid, or hey, or, you know, like, she's dumb.
You
Like,
think
there's
that
just
comes from like the control of the other person on the other side that's doing that? Like, it's just for control.
for them.
No,
Calling,
I'm talking about like you. Like, if a man were to do that, belittle you in public, or call you out your name in public, do you think it's like coming from that dark place? Do you think it's from control? Like, he's just trying to have control over you, or she's just trying to have control over him? You know?
You know what? That's a good question. I honestly don't know, because I wouldn't do that to somebody. I mean, we'd have to ask somebody who is emotionally abusive to other people. I can't answer that question because it's something I would never do to somebody.
All right.
And it could be a sense of maybe my partner is lacking self-confidence, that they feel that they put me down
That's what.
to
Yeah.
make themselves feel better. Okay, yeah. Okay, you're right. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
That'd be
So-
something to talk about when y'all get home,
Right.
and come to an understanding on why his dumbass said that to you in public, you know, or
Right.
why he tried to belittle you, or
Right.
You know?
Maybe he's upset about something, like what it, and yeah, maybe something triggered him, and he felt insecure and was like, da da da. It's
because
interesting.
there's always something before that. You say it comes from a dark place, so
Right.
it's something that he's
Something
carrying
triggered.
deep inside, and
Right.
you triggered it. You know, it's like the insecurity
one.
shit that we were talking about before.
Right.
You know, when someone's so insecure thinking their partner is cheating, it's because they have something in their mind. They have something on them that, that insecurity don't come from nowhere.
Right.
you know?
Oh, definitely.
And I know a lot of women that have been in bad relationships, fucked up relationships because their men's insecure or their man is insecure or their, I don't know, the opposite too, their woman's insecure because they're out doing dirt.
Right.
And their partner is like a sweet angel, but because they have that insecureness within themselves, they're thinking that their partners are doing the same thing.
Right.
And that's, I don't know. Let's not get into that. We're past that.
Okay.
More questions.
Anthony,
A lot of
again.
questions.
You have to love yourself before you love yourself. I totally agree with what he's saying. How can people respect you when you don't respect yourself? I like it. Respect has to be there, mutual respect. You're awesome for saying that. That's deep. I love you. Who in their right mind would cheat on their girl? Ooh,
Well,
that's a good question.
That's a good question. Someone not in the right mind would cheat on their girl. You're not in your right mind if you're cheating on your girl. You're not in your right mind if you're cheating on your man. And if you're married and cheating, you should have never got married in the first place. That's my thing. Like, I can't say I haven't cheated. I've cheated,
Right.
But when it comes to marriage, that's such a sacred vow to me. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of my relationship with God. And when you get married, I'm going to get married, under God. It's something between me, my person, and God. It's between us, So I believe when you go that far, when you take that step, there is no divorce. You work through it. You have to work through it. There is no cheating. There's, it's something deeper. It's on a different level where you can't explain. It just has to go there.
Right.
And I don't think you should get married unless you're ready. Unless you're ready to do all of that. People get married nowadays and they're divorced 9 months later.
Oh, definitely. No, that's what I'm saying. Like so many people are in relationships where they haven't felt that. Because I honestly feel like when you meet someone, you're just like, holy fuck, like this is like you said, like on the soul thing, like you're just like I'm here, I'm present, like this is something that like it feels like home. Like this person feels like I'm home for once, and I feel like a lot of people never felt that. And unfortunately, I feel like the media and books and a lot of life relationship coaches are like, if the passion dies off, you can rekindle it, or everything comes back. And I always feel like, no, it should have been there from the beginning. And a lot of people I feel like didn't even at the beginning have that passion and passion to me is that soul connection, not lust. Lust is lust. I don't consider that passion. Like for me, passion is like I just want to like suck your soul and breathe in every fucking oxygen that exists in you and like dance with your soul with our eyes closed. Like to me, that's passion.
And you can do that. You could be laid up on the couch watching something or reading a book, and both your souls are intertwined, and you can feel it. When you're sitting next to that person, you can feel you guys having that conversation with your souls. You can feel that dancing movement. You guys don't even have to say a word. You already know what you're thinking, or the other thinking. So there's a lot. And I mean, you could go back to like our grandparents. They stayed in their relationships.
Oh yeah,
they went through
did.
Heaven and hell. No
matter
our
what.
grandpas weren't the greatest of people. They did a lot of dirt themselves, but our grandparents were sweet angels. They don't make those type of women no more. Or there's a very small percentage of those women out there that can put up with a man's shit to that far. But then look, once they pass a certain age, I'm not saying do that in these days, because these days are way different than those days back then, right? It's a whole different day and age.
That whiskey's strong.
But it's like they stayed together. They made it through. They got to a certain point to where they just made it look beautiful. And people see that, oh, grandma and grandpa, they're so beautiful. They're soulmates. They're this, they're that. But they weren't alive when they saw them go through all their trials,
Right.
They went through a lot of bullshit, especially back then, the rule of thumb and everything.
I feel like it was easier probably for them, like in the 20s or the 40s, like there wasn't really like the side chick. Like I think things were a lot harder back then.
There was a bunch of side chicks. Grandpa was having two families and shit.
Oh, well, it
There
depends.
was no social media. Was he gonna end up on the newspaper? Guy down the street has 2 wives.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. But we haven't got yet to these questions, but someone's asking, what are the signs to look out for that someone's cheating?
You can answer that.
Okay, you know what? We're going to get to that after this, you guys. Okay. Okay. So we're going to get to that after we answer questions, you guys. I haven't even got to this subject yet. We'll get there right now. Social media kills relationship. Oh, how do you feel about that? Social media and...
Social media.
I'm talking about committed relationships. Now, the other day, there was like a meme going around, and it was like, would you... If your partner asked you to completely delete your social media, would you do it in the name of love? And I was like, fuck no. Because I was thinking, in the name of love, first of all, you should trust me that you wouldn't even fucking ask me to delete it. And if you have to ask me to delete it, I'm not probably the right fucking person for you.
That trust is not there. So if there's no trust in the relationship, just get the fuck out of it. The foundation of the whole thing is trust.
Right.
Trust comes before everything.
Right.
Trust comes before love. Yes. So you got to build that foundation. People don't build foundations no more. You know, they just start building the house. They just love each other, right? You're intrigued with somebody.
No, literally.
You like the way they look.
I feel like nowadays with social media, like 2 weeks later, like a girl's pregnant. And you're just like, what the hell? Like you just started posting her like a month ago.
Yeah, who you following?
Oh, I don't know a lot of people, but I'll be like, literally, like, didn't you just have another guy on your page like 3 months ago?
Yeah,
like,
there's a lot of that.
Five kings in 1 year.
5 kings in 1 year. Yeah.
And so like, but I honestly like, but that goes back to what we're saying is, people like women or men are maybe just so desperate for that. I want to be loved. Like I need to be loved because they don't love themselves enough to be single long enough to say, hey, this is okay and this isn't okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or also too, like honestly, personally, like, I mean, if I was to meet somebody and like there wasn't like a strong connection and I got pregnant, like I just wouldn't keep the baby. Like, why? I honestly wouldn't want to bring a child into this life in a relationship that we're not both madly in love with each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's my personal take on it. Like, I feel like, you know, like I was married, like when I got pregnant, and I feel like my next kids I have, like, I want to be, like, I always tell my daughter one thing. I'm like, one thing you always know, because she's so passionate in her relationships. Like, she's so passionate and she's so vulnerable and she's so romantic.
How old is she?
25. And
so live your life, girl. You're in your 20s,
and
mid-20s.
she'll always ask, like, oh, I got it from my mom and dad. And I always tell her, I'm like, I go, one thing she'll always know is at the time of conception, like, me and her dad were so crazy fucking in love. Like, at the time, like, his sperm made it to my egg, and she was that one sperm that made it. Like, you're a fucking winner. Yeah. Like, you made it out of all the sperms, daughter. Like, every time I'm like, you made it out of all the sperms. You're a fucking, you got this. Like, you're a winner.
Champ.
You're a champ. You got this. But I always tell her, I'm like, I think there's something that resonates with two people who are vibrating greatness and love at one moment, and a child is seated. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think there's something about that where she just feels so loved and so safe in life, even though she's gone through things, because I feel like we were in a certain place, me and him, where she was made out of this beautiful love. Mm-hmm. And it was just the vibrational frequency at the moment it was happening. Like later on, obviously things got bad, but I always feel like I want the same thing the next time I get pregnant. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want it to be like, oh shit, I got pregnant by a fucking one night stand. Like, wow, like,
birth control.
I don't know, like, it's crazy. Just like, I don't know. That's just personally how I felt, you know, or like, it's like honestly, at the end of the day, like, I wouldn't let a man nut inside of me who I didn't feel like I was in love with.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
no, I believe you 1,000%.
Like, if we're in love, like, go ahead. Like, if at least the child's, I could always say child was made out of love, and my child was made of love, and then something
Instead
could
of the
always
heat of passion.
Right, lust, not lust. You know? Okay. Okay, let's keep going. Who do you know that has cheated? You can't say all men. It's okay. So somebody's saying that you can't say all men cheat. It's a percentile. Okay, so handle MSWABMS. Please do me a favor, and you can Google the statistics on men that cheat and the percentile, and then come back on here and give me the percentage. Thank you.
You cannot. You can't. You can't go on online and start doing. No, that doesn't exist. Men ain't out there saying I cheated, I cheated, I cheated. No, there could be 100 men and 190 fucking 9 of those men maybe had cheated, but that's not all the fucking men. You're going on a small.
Wait. But you're gonna so Cosmopolitan and like all these places standards.
You're gonna go
like
to Cosmo?
Okay, hold on.
To Cosmo.
We can go like Stanford.
The ones that gave me sex tips at fucking 13. Yeah, we're going to Cosmo.
And how did they work?
Horrible.
Why?
You know how many books I had to read? How many scholars I had to look up?
Wait, can I tell you something? We always talk about this. I always say my best lovers have always been people that read books.
That
Because
might be true, yeah. We have a book club.
You have to learn a woman's body. And most men, I've even had sex with guys I wasn't in love with or passionate and was like, okay, I'm drunk, like I'll smash. And literally was like, holy fucking shit. Like orgasm after orgasm. I was like, I didn't have to make it myself. Like, what the fuck? And afterwards.
Yeah, book readers, huh? Book readers are the orgasm.
No. And then literally afterwards, I was like, we were just like homies, whatever. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how'd you learn? Like, where'd you even learn this stuff? And they're like, I shit you not. I've had it happen 3 times in my life. And all 3 times they all said I read books.
Look at
shit you not.
I just posted a meme the other day. I said if you bring or if you go to a guy's house and he doesn't have books, don't fuck him.
Fucking, I agree.
It's real, right?
I should write a review for these books. Like, I can honestly attest to this. Shit you not.
You know,
literally.
my thing is I was sexually active at an age I shouldn't have been sexually active at.
How old?
I'm not gonna say that.
How old? Come on.
I'm not gonna say that. And my
wait, at what age can men even start ejaculating?
I was about 12, I think, around that age.
Okay.
That's
not very young.
Well, shit, what's younger than 12? My son's about to be 11. I can't see that little man doing any of shit like that. I'm looking at him like, what the fuck were we thinking when we were that age? But I used to read a lot of books on that. You know, I read a lot of books on female anatomy. So I did my best to learn. Like, I have friends that were into drugs. They were smoking pot or fucking speed or all this shit.
Like, these books.
Yeah, or they were into sports, and I was there, like, reading sex books, like how to, you know, that was just my thing. And I maybe shouldn't be proud of that, though. But
so what are you doing after?
No, reading. Going to the library.
I'll be your librarian.
Right?
Bad boy. What have you been doing over here? Okay, back to the subject. Okay. My ex-boyfriend cheated on me and I haven't got over it, and I've been so depressed. So your handle says Taylor and Daniel. So
I got a joint account.
Is he your ex-boyfriend or is he still your boyfriend? And why is his name still in your YouTube page?
Look, I'm gonna tell you this. So I'm gonna cut you off. I'm gonna tell you this.
Oh, I like a man who's bossy.
If you are still with that man that cheated on you, you're either gonna get over it and forgive him and move on, or get the fuck out the relationship.
Oh,
right now. I mean, I guess that's kind of, we high-fiving to her sadness, downfall. We can't do that.
No, not that part. No, but, that's what we're getting to is of the fact of is once people have cheated and they've decided to stay, like as a woman, like, or the male, whoever was the person that got cheated on, like, you made a decision to stay. So that literally means that you're committed to forgiving the past and moving forward.
Right. So if you're forgiving that, you got to learn to trust again. You don't keep that trust away. You don't keep that. But the person on the other side that did the cheating needs to earn that trust back. So the person on the other side needs to do more work than the person on that's doing the forgiving.
The cheater?
No. Oh. The person that got cheated on needs to do more work than the cheater, because that person. No, I'm talking about within themselves.
The
they got to get over that.
His fucking locations on. I have all your passwords.
You can't do that.
Yeah,
if you're gonna do that, then you might as well just get out the relationship.
I get you now.
You got to get out the relationship. You
I
can't
know.
ask for passwords and all that. It's either you trust him or you're learning to trust him again, or you're just not. Don't be in that
Okay.
relationship.
We'll
Don't
get there.
teeter-tot your relationship. Get the fuck out if you can't. If you can't trust him, get the fuck out if you can't trust her. Why are you gonna put your heart and
Right.
soul through
Okay.
that relationship
Yeah.
all over again? If you
Right.
that's an ugly way to live.
Okay.
People need to stop living that way.
Oh, okay.
Just get out. Get
Okay,
out.
okay,
I'll high
I
five you to
totally
that.
fucking
Get
agree.
out.
Okay, I totally agree with that. Like what I was gonna say was even like had nothing to do with that, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, like just don't fucking be with them.
Yeah.
If you have to, at that point, if you have to fucking put their location services on, if you have to have their passwords and go through everything, because I was gonna say was like, okay, well maybe I would consider taking someone back, but to me it's almost like, well, there's gonna be like a repercussion. Like if you want to work things out, you're gonna go see a therapist about it. Boom. Second, I'm gonna have to have your locations on all the time. I'm gonna have to have your passwords. Like it's almost like for me personally, like that would the only way I would ever even consider, because I'm very all or nothing too. I'm out the door, and leaving for me is easier than staying. Because like you were saying a little earlier, like I'm not very good at being vulnerable, and I'm not very good at staying. You know, like I'm really quick to run because I'd rather leave than be hurt, as opposed to a lot of girls who are like, no, I'm gonna stay forever and love you. Like I'm the opposite. Like I'm out the door. Gotta go. Got my running shoes, like that movie Running Bride with Julia Roberts. Like I swear to God, like she's a perfect embodiment.
I got it.
Watch out. Watch your stick. Watch your stick.
Trying to have both my hands on the table.
Oh no, you got a little dirty. I'll wipe it off.
Yeah, but well, that's you then. That's
No,
that's, cool.
so-
That's your truth right there.
So what's interesting is because in my head, for me, honestly, if someone wants to cheat on me and literally be like, I'm sorry, like, let's make it work, I would honestly put them through the ringer. I'd be like, okay, if this is what you're really saying, then you're gonna have to go through therapy. Like, I wanna see you working on yourself before I could take it serious. So go to therapy, find out why you do what you're doing, what can you do to prevent it, and I need to see a commitment. And be honestly, like it would be to that point of, like I'm sorry, bro, like you're gonna have to put your location services on if you want me back, and I'm gonna have to be able to go through your phone and look through everything, because in relationships I don't ever do that. Like I don't go through people's phones.
Right.
I never do, nor would I ask to, because I feel like at the end of the day, like I've never been with somebody I've had to, and I wouldn't commit to somebody that I would have to. So I feel like for me personally, but like you're saying, but I kind of like what you said even better, because I'm like, I'm all about running. When you were like, why even take them back? Like, why be in a relationship where you're not trusting somebody?
Yeah.
So what do you feel if somebody was like, I apologize, like you had a girlfriend and you're so in love with her and she cheated, and maybe she didn't realize how much you meant to her till she lost you. And she said, okay, like I'll go to therapy, like you can have my location services, like you can watch everything I
ain't asking
do.
for none of that. I can't, because that's gonna break the foundation already. You know, like I said, I'm either gonna forgive her and understand where she came from. We're gonna talk about it. That communication's gonna be there. I'm gonna have to get an understanding on why she did what she did, when she did it. You know, with whom she did it. I don't need to know names, but I need to know the details. You know, I need to get the full story before I make my final decision. You know, if I really love this woman.
Right.
You know, so if I try it again and I'm starting to build my trust with her and she's trying to build my trust back, then I got to do it. But if she does it again, I'm out. That's
Yeah.
the final straw. Like I'm out. Like fool me once,
Bleach in your black
know,
clothes.
fool me twice. So that's where I stand with that. You know, if you want to cheat on me and it comes out and I find out that you cheated on me, we have that conversation, we have that communication, and you give me an understanding, like maybe you want to go out there, you want to see what that, if the grass is greener on the other side, like go do that. If you still have that lust inside your heart, do not try to make it work with me, knowing that I might be the greatest thing in your life. Don't try to make it work with me. Go find yourself, you know? I'm not gonna hate you for doing what you did. You're human.
Right.
You know? So I'm either gonna forgive you or I'm not. But we're gonna get to the bottom line on why you did it in the first place.
Right.
So that's where I stand on that.
I respect that. Shahil, how long ago were you cheated on? Who are you talking to? Have you ever been cheated on?
I don't know if I have or not.
Oh, so far as you know, you never
As
cheated
far
on.
as I know, I've never been cheated
Okay.
on. Maybe they were just so good they didn't. I don't know.
No, oh my God. Can we talk about this real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
It's your podcast.
So
I'm a guest.
well then, in that case, well, let's sing Mary Had a Little Lamb. Okay, so I remember being married. And mind you, like, since I was a young girl, like, I've always just been attractive.
Mm-hmm.
So even, like, in preschool, I remember, like, girls getting mad at the boys chasing me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, great, you know, even through grade school, like, you know, girls being mean to me because, like, I got a lot of boys' attentions. Junior high was even worse, you know, like, you get little boobies, little booty, you know what I mean? Like, so I've always been good looking, just period. So, like, I've always had a lot of attention. And I found, like, I could be like in 6th grade and people were like, oh, you're a hoe or you're a slut. And I'm like, I haven't even had my first kiss. How am I a hoe and a slut? And I didn't lose my virginity till I was 16. But mind you, came from a very strict, like, born again Christian home. And I really swear to God, I grew up like with my personal belief is I'm not going to get married. I'm not going to have sex till I'm in love. My mom told me this. She goes, if anything I could tell you, just don't have sex till you're in love. That's all, like she told me. And obviously I came from like a very Christian. So like 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, and mind you, I hung out with like the baddest bitches. Like everyone was smashing and I still hadn't even had my first kiss till high school. And at that point it was ego. So 7th and 8th grade, I didn't even play like, spin the bottle because I didn't know how to kiss. And the last thing I wanted to be was like, I was in the cool crowd and God forbid somebody be like, oh shit, I kissed Deanna. She couldn't even kiss. Cause I never even had my first kiss. So I didn't even know how to kiss.
Oh, wow.
So I remember being in the bathroom, like in the shower and like pretending to kiss the tile. Like, what? Like, I used to pretend, like, I used to, like, same thing, like, I'd read things, like, how do you have your first kiss? Because all I was thinking was, like, I'm in the cool crowd, like, everybody has a reputation. You know how stupid I'm going to look if I kiss the cool boy? And he's like, what the fuck? Like, she didn't pull her tongue out, or I didn't even know, you know what I mean? So for me, it was more ego. So freshman year, I had my first kiss. I was so grossed out my first kiss. But I didn't have sex, obviously, till I met my baby daddy. We were together for a year. I made him wait a year. And mind you, like, he was like the hottest person at the time, like in the whole fucking SGV, and like everyone had already smashed him and everything. And I just, and I was literally like, I was just so young and naive. Like I was 14 when I met him, 15 and about 15, that 16 I had sex with him. But like for a whole year, I literally was like, the only time, like I'm out today, if you want to see me, you have to meet me at Bible study, which is Wednesdays, and church on Sundays. You know, like, so the only time I'd ever see him was like on those days he would come because he would have to come if he wanted to see me. But I literally was so like, I really truly believe like you're not supposed to have sex with somebody unless you're truly madly in love and we're going to get married. So like after a year, of course, like I didn't even know what sex really was, nor had I ever masturbated or even experienced an orgasm to even like want to really have sex. And I remember like literally being like, oh my God, like, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. And then it literally like the whole sex thing happened. And I don't know, it was really weird.
That's how you ended it. It was really weird. Nice. Which is like pretty much the common for people's first times, right? It's usually kind of weird. Don't know
Right.
what you're doing.
Yes. Okay.
It's a great story. Yeah, that was a great punchline. And it was weird. But you became the love of your life. You had your baby with him, and
Yes.
it was a
So how
happily
long
ever
were you
after for a little
cheated
while.
on? What was the original question I was answering?
I have no clue.
That's what I'm trying to check. How were you cheated on?
Wasn't it the girl that got cheated on? And she's not dealing with it.
Oh, yeah. Are you saying you have to put yourself first? So Jay Fry saying, when you say number one, are you saying they have to put you before themselves?
Ooh, that's
Or
a good
you are
question.
the first thing after themselves?
That's a great question. But who's that to? You or me?
Jay Fry, both of us.
Okay, answer it. Let me think. No,
When you say number one, are you saying that?
well, you're the one that said number one. Oh, yeah.
Okay, wait. So my question is or you are the first thing after themselves. Oh, me number one?
Yeah,
okay,
because you know how you said you're number one in the relationship?
I'll never be second to
You'll
anybody.
never be second to anybody. Would you be second to your man?
Okay, so when I said number one had nothing to do with self-love. I'm talking about like in a relationship of like him having other choices and like us like taking things seriously.
Between you and another woman? That's what you mean by number one, right?
Correct.
So
Well,
not
other women.
Not
Other women.
Not number one between him and you.
Correct. Between so when I say number one, it's about me and like other people he's dating. That's what I mean. Like I'll just never do number two. Like in the sense of like
Wait, dating? Like you're
Well,
like in an open relationship?
number one, like let's say I'm seeing somebody,
Mm-hmm.
right?
So not together.
We're not committed.
Right.
But I'm seeing somebody and like things are going great. And let's say like maybe like obviously when you meet people like we're all dating. Like everybody's dating. Like everybody's somebody to hang out with. We'll have booty calls and like there's always gonna be other people. But I feel like when I'm gonna be like intimately involved, like it's gonna get on a more serious level. Like I have to always be number one. Like I'll never. Okay, so like this. Okay, so wait, hold on. Okay, thank you for pointing this out. Go back to what we're talking about. Is I'll never be a side bitch, and I'll never be somebody's second choice. So because we were talking about homewreckers, about girls, side bitches being like, oh hey, you have a girl, no problem. Like I'll still hang out with you whenever she's not around. Like I don't do second. To me, that's second. Like he has a girlfriend, which is number one.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I'm saying like I will never ever be somebody's side bitch. I'll never be second choice, and I'll never like be like, oh, let me just sit around when you're not with your girlfriend, and I can hang out with you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Would you guys date anybody, for both of you, would you guys date anybody that you see that's a bad parent and doesn't take care of responsibilities?
Fuck
I see
no.
a lot of girls.
Fuck no.
I see a lot of girls at clubs being with guys that popping bottles, but they have like 3 different baby mamas and they ain't fucking taking care of their shit.
Wait, only 3? I know motherfuckers with
But
5
I'm
baby
saying,
mamas.
but would you date somebody that's a bad parent?
Absolutely not.
Fuck no.
I wouldn't
Hell motherfucking no.
How do you even? Oh hell no.
Wait, or how about like even like women? Like there's women I know that don't even have like full custody of their children. And then like I'll hear about them dating, and I always think like, first of all, like how does a woman even lose full custody of their kid? Because the courts are so heavy on, like you've got to prove like major like abuse in order for the court to be like, we deem the father full custody.
Yeah, my brother has 2 strikes and he has 3 kids. And he has full custody of his all his kids because the mom is that bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think me, Novel, we talked about it. Like I would date a chick, and she wants to stay at my house every night. And at the 4th day, I'm like, well, who has your kid? So it's kind of weird. And for me, that's a big turn off. I know Novel went through it too. Like,
No,
nah,
that's
we're cool.
huge for me. Even like fathers. Like if I meet a guy, you know, honestly, like, and I've said this before, like I love dating men with children.
Okay.
I love dating men with children because a man who's an amazing father means he's very loving, he's very nurturing, he's very protective. And I find that every man I've ever dated that was an amazing father was really good to me. And I have my own child. So like, you know, they were really good to my daughter as well. And I feel like men that don't have kids are a lot more reckless and really aren't committed to anything other than themselves. Somebody with a kid has a different responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And men that don't pay child support, men that don't see their kids, or like when the minute a man says like anything like that, like, oh, I haven't paid my child support in 2 or 3 years, and I'm like,
2 or 3 years.
wow, like how's your baby mama, like how's your child even being supported? Like, no. So for me, yeah, that's a huge, I would never ever date anyone, a man, period. Because also I'm taking a chance of what if I fall in love with you,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Where
I get
something
pregnant,
happens.
you're gonna do the same exact thing to my child, and the last thing I want to be is a fucking single mom. period. Then last be with a fucked up baby daddy.
Yeah,
You know?
it's worse.
Yeah, so definitely. And how do you feel the same way about girls?
Definitely.
Or no?
We talk about this all the time. Yeah, if you're a piece of shit mom or just no, that's the biggest turnoff to me in the world. It's like being a horrible mom to your children or being a horrible daughter to your
Right.
parents, you know? The way you treat, I don't know. It's just, it goes, that's another deep conversation. We'd have like 3
Right.
hours of talking about that shit too. But no, I don't date women that aren't great mothers.
Right.
And
Thank you. Because I honestly, like, I know a lot of men that they don't even care. They're just like, oh, whatever. Like, I'll smash the bitch and hang out with her. Or like, or I feel like men
Alright,
just
so
don't think about it.
that. You smash a girl that's not a great mother. You ended up getting her pregnant. You got to deal with that shit for the rest of your life. Not
Right.
18 years, the rest of your life. That child is going to be with you for the rest of your life. You got to deal with that child's mom for the rest of your life. You know? Having children with a
that's like
woman
long
like that
term.
is, that's a headache. I don't even, nah. Mm-mm. Oh, yeah. Exactly. The energy on
Ah.
What about just oral from that person?
that. Nope.
All right, I would get oral. I would still get oral. Just don't come inside me.
Because I have a little situation. I just want to make sure.
That energy. No, because it's deeper than that. Yeah, if you're drunk and you're having fun, you're at the club, you want to get domed up by some dumb chick, yeah, go do it. But some guys that are like me, I wouldn't be able to do that. She's going to transfer her energy to me. I don't even want to hang out with a girl that's like that. Why would I want to?
Wow.
That's a bad energy that's going to be left on me once she leaves. I'm going to carry that nasty, horrible mother, horrible daughter energy on me. I don't want
Wow.
that. Get away from me, you know? Shit.
Really?
Yeah,
Wait,
that's my coronavirus. Stay 6 feet away from me, chick. Like, nah.
I told now, I was talking to some chick, but I already invested so much time in her, but I found out she's a really bad person. But I already invested time, I'm gonna smash her, like, you know, this is recently too.
Right.
And I ended up being with her, she's some Instagram chick, and so I
Right.
smashed her, and the next day I was at work, and I went home early because my vibe was so off and so weird. And
Like you got physically sick.
but yeah, like
Yeah.
really, I felt so Oscar, like just the energy. So like to be with someone with bad energy, I really believe they transfer the energy to you with sex. And it's actually in the Bible. There's a word for it, I can't think of it, but it actually like so. I don't know. I forgot the word. I called my Victory Outreach told me who tell me. But
Oh my God,
whatever.
that's what I grew up in. Victory
Yeah, oh, there
Outreach.
you go. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I go there, I get hit up and prayed for. It's great, you know. But besides that, the energy's so big, though, man. Like it's huge, and I believe it. Believe in that so much.
Oh, that's
Energy
so
is the biggest.
true.
And that's when it comes to loving yourself, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you.
So Rocky loves himself. Oh, Rocky.
Thank you.
But that's good. It makes me happy to hear men even speaking the way you both do, because I don't hear this very often. Like other than my brother, like my brother, I feel like is just God's gift to women. Just like he's such a man of God. You know what I mean? Like he's just so like a man of God. Like he's like one of the few men that I know genuinely still is a gentleman, and he's so like into God and like everything that has to do with women and stuff like that. Which unless you're religious and your religion like it doesn't exist outside of religion.
Yeah.
You know. So like other than him, like I've never heard this spoken from other people. You know, like guy friends I know.
Yeah, we keep it real. Season 3 is like super real, and me, I'm like the realist. Like I'm just fucking shit up for me because I'm too damn real now. I'm out of control, and
It's not out of control. I think it's maybe you're just feeling more authentic
well,
and
I'm not perfect.
transparent.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not perfect, and I'm not gonna
That's
portray.
wait, is that wrong?
Why you gotta bring that up?
Is that wrong?
Nobody like I mean, like he's been like me because that's me every season. I'll be like, I'm talking this chick, and they all listen to the podcast. So I'm throwing myself out there. Then by the end of the podcast, I ain't dating anybody because I just threw it all out there, you know.
Yeah.
So
But
now
you
I'm
know
doing that now.
But you know what I think? I'd rather date somebody and know them for who they are than some guy to come up to me and try to pretend he's somebody he's not.
Yeah.
And then me hear something different. Like, I'd rather make the choice of like, hey, like, I know what you're about, but I want to get to know you. Like, I know what I'm walking into.
Yeah.
You know, so later on when somebody hits me up like, oh, did you hear about him? I'd be like, yeah,
You
what?
don't have to. My stuff, I put everything on my IG story. If I'm on a date, it's on IG story. Like, I don't just do the play. I'll do the person too, you know?
Yeah.
And then if I go on Wednesday and you got me Thursday, you know what I did Wednesday. Like, I don't hide nothing at all.
Yeah.
Like, nothing.
So one girl this day, another girl,
Like,
and he tags
like
these
Sammy
women.
Sammy gave me a name because Sammy Sam was on Street Shark season 1, so he gave me a name and everybody called me, and now they call me a serial dater. Like, I just.
But see, I don't think there's anything wrong with dating. I feel when you're single,
I was in a 10-year relationship. I'm single now.
Dating.
Mm-hmm.
You mean like you're gonna date multiple people? And I'm gonna go on multiple dates, a lot of dates, and I'll be like, oh, nice time, fun. Okay, if I'm bored, I'll call you.
Thank you.
This other
See?
one, I'll be
Thank
like,
you.
hey,
Where have you been?
You know, like I'm looking for some great conversation. Maybe I'm not very sexually attractive, but like, let me call you and just have a good FaceTime.
I don't even have sex with them. I just have like conversations and drinks.
Right.
Like, it's a
It
date.
could be anything.
Not
Like, even if I
smashing. I have
wanted
girls
to
that call
have sex
at
with
nighttime.
3 different people, like that's, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have anything to do with who I am when I'm in a relationship. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to test the waters. Like, I honestly, like, I'm not going to sleep with somebody that we don't have an amazing sexual vibration.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Because at the end of the day, for me personally, the time I'm the most vulnerable and that all my walls are down when Deanne is not in control is when I'm making love.
That's good.
That I will literally start crying because I'll feel so vulnerable. Like, I've let you into me.
It's passionate and love and
Very.
all that good
So
stuff.
like for me, like that's an area where I'm just like, holy fuck, like not you mean I could be Kiara me in bed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
I agree with you because there's
yeah.
a difference between like making love and sex. Like, Nawa knows, like, not that he knows, he don't have sex with me, but I talk to Nawa, like, because I'll be like with this girl, and I'm just kind of over where I just like, you just ride me and do your thing. Like, I'm cool. But if I'm in love with a girl, it's just way different. And there's a big difference between having sex and making love. Like, huge. Like, passion, like, it's just so different. Like, I don't know how to explain to people unless you actually been in love and had that passion. You know, you don't know. Like, sex is just sex. Like, dude, I'll just go through the motion kind of deal. Like, I don't even get creative.
Yeah,
like you're like a random at a club.
Nice, I had an orgasm, cool. Like,
Yeah.
great.
Girl can go finish herself
I can
now.
go to
Like,
bed now.
Hey,
you know,
your Uber's here.
yeah. Cab's here.
You know, as opposed to, that's what I'm saying, like the whole, like, I actually want to wake up with you in the morning. Like, I want to roll over and like go down on you
But
when
that
you're still
starts
sleeping.
with dating, and you gotta go
Novel said
out and you gotta date.
But Novel says it's
Right.
not. Novel said the first date shouldn't be called a date. He says
It's
call
a
it
hangout.
hangout.
And you know what? And I've been on a few hangouts, and they
That is
asked
true.
me.
You know, that is true. The first dating shouldn't be considered dating unless you've seen each other multiple times.
Right.
You hang out a few
I've
times.
been on a lot of first dates.
Yeah.
A lot.
Hangouts.
You know?
Hangouts.
Hangouts.
Yeah.
Hangouts.
But for me to say dating
Yeah.
or being with somebody, that means like, you know, we've been with each other.
Dating
for
should
a
be
while.
exclusive, kind of, maybe. So if you hang out with a lot of people, it's just hanging out, maybe.
That's not my definition. My definition of dating is we've been seeing each other multiple times until somebody and I talk about exclusivity.
Communication.
Then exclusivity, I don't expect it from him, and he shouldn't expect it from me if we don't talk about it.
That's good.
I feel like dating means you're dating other people and I'm dating other people, or we're open to it until we're both at a level of like, okay, well, now I'm in my feelings. And my thing is like this too, because I do have a big ego. So I'll be like, hey, you know, I don't know if we've been dating for a few months, and let's say I do get a little of my feelings because maybe I didn't hear from you the whole night before.
Yeah.
And I'm not stupid, so I'll know what's up. I'll be like, okay. And I'm not going to be punishing. I'm not going to be mean. But the next morning I'll be like, okay, babe. And they'll be like, oh shit. Like, cause I don't usually say that. They'll be like, what? And I'm like, okay, so remember we talked about in that moment where I'm going to say, I'm in my feelings. Well, here's that moment in my feelings. I didn't hear from you all night. I'm sure you had a great time, but I'm letting you know I'm in my feelings, which means, well, automatically, A, I'm going to want to pull away because I don't want to
Right.
get hurt, or B, like, you're going to acknowledge him and maybe we could talk about like,
Taking a
maybe,
step
yeah,
further.
maybe you're like waiting for me to make the first move, but like, I'm just letting you know, like, I'm bothered.
Mm-hmm.
Now, either A, I'm gonna be like, you know, I'm still see you, but I'm saying, you know, I'm bothered and I don't know where that's gonna go from there. Or B, I could be like, okay, now I have a lot of feelings. Like, last night really bothered me and I don't think I could go through that again. So like, do you want to try something more? If not, that's cool. Like I respect that. Like we could just be friends.
Mm-hmm.
But I think everything's about communication. So for me, the word dating means like you're still open to see other people and I'm still open to see other people until we both say, okay, well now we're exclusive. Now
Make
that
sure
means
that communication is there when you start dating people, though. Don't just start dating them and expecting them to know that it's open. You have to have
feel
that
like,
communication.
I feel like a lot of girls think, well, if I'm dating you, that means you're not seeing nobody else. I'm always like,
no, that it
what
don't
is
mean
it? That's
that.
a relationship to me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And to
Communication
me,
is
that's a
key.
relationship. Like, even if people are like, well, we're just getting to know each other. Okay, so what if they don't like you or I don't like you? Like, why am I obligated to
Yeah.
date you and only you that time period?
Yeah, because you're still getting to know that person.
Right.
You know, it might not be at the hangout phase no more because you guys are actually going to dinner or doing cute shit
Right.
together. So it's more like dating, but that communication needs to be on at all
Yeah.
times. you know?
And I like that. And I love men that are transparent, you know? So like the fact that like you're the way you are on social media or like people being honest like that. Like I'd rather, it's so interesting because back to there's Kiara, Mia, and then there's Deanne. At the end of the day, like people are like, oh my God. Oh, I think that's the whole thing. The whole point earlier was Kiara, Mia, and Deanne with the point of my husband and everything. Oh, so growing up for the longest time, I was always called a hoe and a slut. And I was like, I haven't even had sex. Like, how am I called this? So what's ended up funny is now, you know, being from the adult industry and then me, like at the end of the day, it's still kind of weird though, because in my private life, like I'm not very sexually active. Like I'm like, it's harder to get in my pants than it is any other girl's pants. You know, like at the end of the day, like I had a long day at work, you know, like we're creating magic. Like we have goals, we have dreams, like we have stuff we're working on all day long. Last thing I want to do is go home to somebody that like I'm
Not fully into.
yeah, like for like to fill you inside me, like you said, like what am I getting out of it? What is the exchange of it? Like at the end of the day, like, and then the thing is, people be like, oh, well, because of your profession, like you're a hoe or you're a slut or da da da. And I'm like, I'm me, period. Like I'm transparent. Like what you see is what you get.
Right.
Like if you're asking me, you date other people, I'll let you know, yes, I am. No, I'm not. You know, like, and because of my profession doesn't mean in my private life, like I'm going to act that certain way. You know, like I always kind of explain to people, like, I can't really say like IG girls, but like in the adult industry kind of thing is like if anything, like we get paid to do certain things. So the last thing we want to fucking do is have it casually, you know, like what the fuck? Like that's the last thing I fucking want. Like feed my brain, please. Like the last thing I need is meaningless sex again. Like literally, like, you know what I mean? Like that's the last fucking thing. Like feed my soul, please. Like that's would be like my advice for that. But it's just interesting because people will judge you or me for maybe a certain way we put for our truth. Like maybe we are single, we want to go out and have a good time. Doesn't mean in a relationship I'm that way, because I'm not in a relationship that way. Like like I said, ask any of my exes, may they all, my baby daddy, everybody call right now. Like they will all say to this day, like I was nothing less than amazing ever. Because I just feel like everything I do is either all or nothing. Everything is an excellence, right, Ed? Everything I do is an excellence. So if I'm committed, I'm fucking committed. If I'm single, I'm single. If I'm your best friend, I'm your best friend. If I'm your family, I'm your family. If I'm into you, I'm into you. If I'm not, I'm really not. Like,
Yeah. At the end of the day, you're honest.
yeah,
It's you.
100%. Yeah.
What you see is what you get.
So transparency. So thank you for your transparency, and then thank you today for your transparent too. Like I think transparency is sexy. Okay, some more
Transparency
questions.
is the new sexy. That it is.
So somebody said women like dudes who they can make better, and males date females who are insecure to manipulate them. Ooh, I agree with that one. So women like dudes who they can make. So I
They
guess
like
in the sense
projects.
of women want to fix men.
Yes.
Oh, I could fix him. I could save him. I can change him to be what I want him to be.
It's a woman with too much time on her damn hands. Go get a hobby. The man shouldn't
And
be
then
a
they
hobby.
change you so much, they don't know who they're dating anymore, so they're over you. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's not the person you fucking fell in love with.
Yeah, no.
You changed me too much.
I disagree with that.
Yeah, but honestly, I do know a lot of girls like that.
There's
I
a
know
lot
a
of women
lot
like
of
that.
women who literally think, oh, I'm going to change him. Like, I could change him. Like, oh, he thinks he's a player. Like, I'll be the
Nope.
one to wife him. No, either he wants to or he doesn't.
No woman can change a man. Only a man can change a
Change
man.
himself.
No,
I
no man can
disagree on
change a
you
woman.
100% on that.
Only you disagree?
Because my bro was always in prison, it took a strong woman to change his ass around. Like, it took
No,
a
to
really
God in
good
him.
woman
God
Okay.
in
To
him.
to change him.
Okay, so
change him.
that, I think that what you're saying is a little different because I've had that experience where maybe somebody like my ex-husband, like, you know, we were young. Like he was like, he came from like the gang life, everything. And then when he met me, I was like, I was born again Christian, went to school, you know, I was like, if you want to hang out with me, you got to go to church. And there's something about the positivity ended up infiltrating his heart and his soul. And then he gave up his own life. You know what I mean? Like he started going to church with me. So I think that's a whole different ball game. I don't feel like that's where we're at nowadays with people. When girls are doing it, they're not thinking, oh, let me turn him into a man of God. They're just thinking like, nah, like I got to change him. He has to be like, do everything I say and not be a hoe or not be a cheater. Da, da, da. It's not in the name of like, this person's ready for a transformation. This person wants a different life. Like this person's trying to be better. Like, as opposed to like me meeting a man and he's just like, fuck, like I'm in a bad place. Like he's working on himself. Like he's putting the work in and, you know, he's trying to be a better person. Like that's that's a different story, you know, like, so it's not me changing him. It's like, he's inspired by my positivity where he says, man, like, how can I learn that? Like, can you teach me? Like that's whole different. Like if you're like, a woman has to be the transformation, be the light, be God. All we can do as women is be an example. Okay. And if a man chooses that life, then he can join along the journey.
But he's going to want to have it for himself.
Correct.
Starts
exactly.
within.
Not because I'm like, this is what you want. And if you want to date me, you have to change. Like,
so you're saying, like, for instance, like, the girl has to be the person, the thing that makes him want to change.
Correct.
That's good. I like that.
Change for himself, not for her.
Like he
That's
sees,
good.
he says, you have what I want. Yeah. Like, how do I get that?
Change for that purpose.
Yes. Not because I said,
that totally makes sense.
Like, I heard you're a hoe and I'm going to fucking be the one to chew, like, you know, control your ass.
Project, yeah.
Yeah, so there's two different distinctions there for sure. Yeah, but I always say that too. At the end of the day, like, I have to be, what we were talking earlier, I have to be what I want to attract.
Right.
Like, and that's it. So like, that's it. If I want to attract greatness, I need to be greatness. If I want to attract a man spiritual, I have to be spiritual. If I want a man who's honest, I have to be honest. If I want a man who's passionate, I have to be passionate. If I want a man who's vulnerable, I'm uncomfortable. I gotta be vulnerable. Yeah. That makes me uncomfortable. I gotta
being vulnerable?
Well, yeah.
It's beautiful being vulnerable. It's beautiful just being you. I think it's so exhausting trying to hold shit in, trying to hold shit back. Like, I did it for so long. Yeah. It's fucking draining. It's exhausting. Now I don't give a fuck what you think of me. Think whatever you want of me, you know? Because I love me. I'm good with me now. Like, whatever your perception of me is in your brain, that ain't me. I'm good with you thinking whatever the fuck you want to think about me. Like, I know me. I know myself.
It's like almost like Eminem on 8 Mile, where he's so vulnerable when he battled. He says all his flaws so that person can't say shit to him.
Yes.
So me, like, and novel
he's
two,
good with it.
Novel 2 now, he says he's vulnerable and says all his weaknesses and his flaws. So like, nobody could talk shit to me because it's already out there. Like,
it's there. I'm not okay with it.
Okay, so maybe I'm using the wrong word with vulnerable, because my definition is different what you're saying.
What do you mean?
Like, when I think of vulnerable, I think that means like I have to like giving my heart to somebody. Yeah, like that means I could be broken. Like the whole like I am who I am. Like I got that part down. Like I that's who I am. But the part of like I start having feelings and maybe like if I'm gonna get hurt, like
that's vulnerability. Yeah.
I would pull away first. You know what I mean? As opposed to like be like, oh fuck, like I might get hurt, but let me stay and like talk about it or something. So for me, vulnerable is a different story. Vulnerable for me is like
that's the same for
like
a lot
I'm
of people.
like maybe there's a moment where I'm feeling insecure or scared or like maybe like I have like this fucking gut feeling from my heart came up like, oh, maybe we're like having sex and I want to cry, like shit, like I'm feeling vulnerable.
Should I not? Is he gonna think bad of me, or what's he gonna think? Am I gonna?
I don't think it's about thinking, because I'll still cry or not. But for me, it'll be like now have feelings for this person, so that means now this person has the control now that I can get hurt. Yep. So to me, that's a vulnerable. So like when I feel like I'm getting feelings and I'm like, that means this person can hurt my feelings.
But is that not a beautiful feeling though? To feel vulnerable like that? That's a beautiful feeling. You know, because you can't get hurt. You putting yourself out there. That's you don't get that beautiful like connection without being vulnerable to somebody. You have to. For that energy to be the same, you got to be vulnerable.
I think what Novel was saying was he was exhausted of not being vulnerable. Like he was tired of holding himself in. So
Yeah.
now he just
I would hold it back, you know. I'm like,
Your
I don't want to be
feelings or
vulnerable.
who you were? I
Everything.
took it as who you were.
Everything.
was like didn't mean talk.
Yeah, I kept everything in. Everything was trapped. You know, I put on
What
a
sign are
wall
you?
to the world. Huh?
What sign are you?
A Taurus.
Oh shit! Your birthday's coming up. So is mine.
When's yours?
May 20.
Oh, mine's the 27th of April.
Oh, you're an April Taurus.
Yeah. But yeah, I had a wall. Like I wasn't vulnerable to nothing.
Right.
You know, and just I broke it down, got broken down, and now it's such a. I feel free. You know what I mean? I feel free. I can finally be honest because I'm finally honest with myself. I could be honest with the
Right.
world. And if you don't like me for my honesty, then I don't want you in my life. You don't have to be here. You know?
Right.
And I feel like that.
So you
that's
don't
not
get
just
you don't get scared when you get close to a girl, like
Not at all. I'm gonna get my heart broke. I'm gonna get my heart broke. Why I'm gonna be scared? Why I'm gonna be scared to be in
Wow.
love, to love somebody. That's kind of the silliest thing you can do is be scared to love somebody, to give someone your all. I think about that now. Maybe
Wow.
last year and
That's
the
a
previous
that's
years.
a good mindset. I don't like that's definitely not my mindset, but like to me that's something that could empower me on my journey to have that like you're just so open. Like that's fucking crazy. Like
But why wouldn't you want to give people that love? Why wouldn't you? Why? It's in you. God gave it to you. Why not share it with the world? You know, share it with. There's a certain love that you're gonna give to the person that you're in love with, your mate or whatever. But I'm talking about vulnerability of being like open with everybody. Be true to yourself. Be true to you.
Right.
Be true to the audience. You know. Be true to your friends. Be true to the strangers. Like just be you. Be true. The vulnerable is everywhere. People aren't vulnerable nowadays. They're not vulnerable on social
Right.
media. They're not vulnerable in life. You know, how many times like you see someone that needs help and you just pass by them, thinking someone else is gonna help them. You know, because maybe you don't want to stop because you don't want to feel vulnerable to helping that person. Maybe you thinking that person might hurt you, or people are gonna see you helping a person. You know, it's just vulnerability can come in different shapes
Different
and forms,
ways, correct.
different ways, and I don't know. I don't want to be. I don't want to hold that no more. You know,
Okay.
if I love somebody, I want to tell them I love them. If there's a past relationship that I had that we're
Wow.
not in no, like just relationships with friendships or anything,
Right.
I want to go maybe not patch that up, but maybe apologize for the things I did. You know, I'm being vulnerable. You
I'm
know? Like,
honestly
now you
learning.
can
I'm
hurt me with
honestly
just
learning
saying-
something right now.
It's just.
This is crazy.
I don't know, people have walls up all the time,
Yeah.
you know, and it stops people from connecting with each other. I want to be able to connect with whoever, you know. If you don't like my connection, you ain't got to be around me, you know. Just
Right.
keep it pushing, you know. That's some food for thought for you.
I'm gonna put this in my affirmations in the morning. Okay.
I might be full of shit, so
No. No, I thank you because at the end of the day, like I honestly feel like every area of my life, like I have everything down. Like I'm good. I'm excellent. I always like our whole team, like we talk about, we don't do nothing half-assed. We don't do anything average. We don't look at the lighting and go, oh, it's okay. It's either excellent
Yeah, I saw at
or
the
we don't
beginning
do
of
it.
this,
Like
yeah.
everything needs to be in excellence. And in every area of my life, but obviously like love area is an area that I have yet to fully like commit to in the area of like the vulnerability.
Right.
And I know that. And that's why I said like I already know like I'll pull away first, I'll run away or push away, as opposed to be like, oh my God, here I am, or da 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 da. But I like it just sounded so easy when you're like, if I love you, I'm just gonna love you. I was like felt like so I put a noose on my throat.
It's not
It was,
easy.
like,
It's
choking
something you
me.
got to work on. That's not easy. It doesn't come easy.
But I loved it.
Takes
But
a lot of work.
It was inspiring though, because for people who are out there watching who are like me, of where to me that would scare them, like you made it so childlike. You know, like children playing, like, hey, let's play make believe, and that's the lava. Everyone jump on the furniture. Like you made it seem so seamless, so flawless.
Because I love myself, because I'm in tune with myself, because I know who I am, and who I am is what I'm giving you. If I'm not okay with myself, I'm not going to give you that.
Right.
You understand? So that's where I'm at in my life right now. It's brought peace to me to be
Right,
able to
right,
be
right.
vulnerable or just give you what I have. You know, if I go on a hangout and they ask me like, what happened with your past relationship? I
Right.
tell them the truth. You know, why am I going to try to start something new with a lie already? You know,
Right.
people are kind of, I don't know, pussy when it comes to that. They don't want to give that person the truth. They want to give them the best, you know. They want to give that story. They don't want to show that dark side of them because they're afraid
Right.
they're gonna you know, that person's gonna walk away. They're not gonna like them because they said this or that, you know. I'm gonna give it to you. You're either
Right.
gonna accept it or you're not. If you don't accept it, then you're not a person I need in my life.
Right.
You know, so it's
Amen to that one.
that's where I'm at with that.
I totally agree with that part.
And you get a
Is-
lot of love.
Is it possible for a man to love his wife / girlfriend and still cheat on her? Fuck yes. Definitely, for sure. I personally, my experience in the adult industry is men will love their fucking wife or girlfriend to death and go like get their nut on real quick and go right back to their family. They're not gonna leave you for their family. Like they ain't planning on it. Like they just want to like bam, bam. Like it's a momentary satisfaction. Men can separate love from sex very easily.
Like a sport? Is it like a sport? You just go wham bam, thank you, man.
Yeah,
go back
that's
to wife.
basically how it is. Like that's just like that's my experience of it. Like in the industry, like I feel like I understand it probably better than most straight or normal girls would understand it because I come from an industry where I see like married men and like couple like a man who like really truly loves his family, but maybe like she hasn't had sex with him in 6-7 months. He doesn't want to leave his family, doesn't want to leave his life, but he's gonna go like get his nut on real quick and then go right back and have nothing to do with the girl again. He's just trying to get like a quick nut.
Well, you should talk to your wife about that. You married her. Like that's I don't know. I have, like I said, that once you cross that line of marriage, that's a different.
Right.
You know, your girlfriend's your girlfriend. Obviously, if you haven't made her your wife, that's between you two. But nah, you can't. I mean, yeah, you might love your girlfriend or your wife, but that's some fucked up type of love right there. You know, you can love them all you want, but that's a little twisted love. If she ain't giving it up for 6 months, you gotta sit back and think like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why don't your wife want to have sex with you for
Right.
6 fucking months? You know, or what's going on with them? Like,
Dude,
what's
I
going
hear
on with
this-
my wife?
We
Or
hear
what's
this
going on?
all the time.
Communication. People don't have they lack communication at times, you
Right.
know, and you have to have communication. Communication's key all the time. Talk to your wife, talk to your
That's a
boyfriend,
good
see what the fuck's
question,
going
huh?
on. If you don't have is that a problem? I want to ask all four of you
Yeah,
guys.
oh.
If y'all have a girlfriend, boyfriend, and y'all don't have sex for 6 months, when do you talk about that? Like
Okay, but also too, let's say wife.
the first week you're
I
not
feel
having sex? The first
people
month?
feel obligated to stay in a relationship because they're married because of the God thing. So people will stick it out because they're supposed to do the right thing. So I feel like a lot of men or women are like, well, we got married and we had kids. Like now I have to just take it in the ass and suck it up and hope it gets better.
No, you don't. You're either gonna work at your marriage or you're just gonna get a divorce. There's no in between. You don't suck it up and just let the years go. You waste your life in a all
I
right
think
environment.
like you, but
No, you
most
suck
Americans
it up,
don't.
talk about it, fix
Right.
it, or get the fuck out of the relationship.
And what do you have to say?
No, I like what you said because I think that goes more towards married people, not single people. I don't think
Yeah.
you would go 6 months dating somebody without sex.
No.
Like, you guys would probably break up. So
I
it's
need
way
a new
different.
hangout partner.
Yeah, it's way different from dating people for
I need a
sure.
new hangout partner. So married, right? So let's say you were married to somebody, and I don't know, maybe the relationship dies off, or I mean, I honestly don't know a reason why like a woman wouldn't, other than there was infidelity, and now she's punishing him. And she's like, well, I don't trust you, so now I'm gonna punish you and not give you sex, or B, she's having an affair. Or
Yeah, something's going wrong in a marriage if that's going down.
And
It could be
what-
the
what
guy's
would- What
fault.
would
It
be
could
the
her-
longest that you would stay in a marriage of no sex before you walk away?
That's impossible for me to answer because I'm not in that situation. I don't have kids, so I don't know. Maybe Rocky, you want to answer that? It's not. That's like you wouldn't get a good perspective.
I don't know, like a month. I mean, I'm not like the horniest person, so like, I'm just, I don't
So
know.
you don't need sex every day when you're with a partner?
I don't even need. My ex had my girlfriend for 9 years, 10 years. Like, she had to like almost like rape me sometimes. I mean, even though sex was good, but I didn't really care. I just wanted to get my back scratch.
Rape me sometimes.
Like I want to get my back scratch and watch Seinfeld. Like just chill.
What sign are you?
Aquarius.
The sign shit.
I don't know what the sign
Well,
means,
I
but
could not be in a relationship with somebody I could not have sex with
every
every
time we
day.
had sex,
Every
it was
day?
really, really
Every
good.
day.
You need to have sex every day?
No way.
I've that's to me that's normal in a relationship.
Shit.
I'm getting tired even
I've
thinking
never
about
had a
that.
relationship where I had to like ask
Empty balls in a
I've
full
had to
belly,
like
yeah.
ask a guy for sex.
I like for it to build up and then have a better like fucking nut, better climax.
I feel like if I was married, I wouldn't do that. I think I can go a long time without it.
Okay, good.
I
Wait,
feel
what's
like
a
come
long
on,
time?
Noelle.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'd be. I feel like I honestly like probably after maybe like a month I'd be like, okay, like is there something wrong with me? Like, but like I don't think I'd be like, oh my god, like I don't want to be with you anymore. But I'd be like, okay, like let me start figuring out like what's wrong. Like is he cheating on me or is there something like just wrong with me or is he? Then I would probably start getting to my head a lot. Like a lot of I'd be thinking about a lot of shit, but I don't think that'd be like a deal breaker for me.
But are you gonna ask him? Are you gonna deal with that shit by yourself?
You know what? I'd probably deal with it by myself for
And
a
a
while.
lot of people do that.
See?
I
Their
would.
pride. You think like,
Yeah, I
man,
wouldn't
and it goes
ask.
back to you. You have to. That's the lack of communication. That's where most of these marriages and most of these relationships fail because of lack of communication. Because you're too proud to ask. Like TLC, you too proud to beg. You know?
Yeah, I'm definitely not asking. I'm just
Are
like,
you in a relationship right now?
yes.
Okay. How? Am I allowed to ask her this? How often are you having sex with your partner?
Let's say maybe about 2 to 3 times a week, like
That's
average.
like normal.
That's
all right.
average.
Average.
Every day?
Yeah, yeah. But
You
like
don't have
if we
sex every day?
Hell no.
if we went
Scratch
for like
my
a long
back,
time,
I'm
I don't
sweet.
think I would be like, oh my gosh, like it would take me a long time to really be like, wait, we haven't had sex. Okay, what's going on? Like, is there something I'm doing wrong? Is he doing something? Like, is he just not like interested in me anymore? But I definitely wouldn't even ask still. Like, it would take a lot. It would take like a long time for me to really ask and be like, hey, why are we not
How
having?
long would you say for you? Honestly, at what point you'd be like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna ask." Like, how? Like, what would be the time?
I can't even say, but I know it would be a while. I mean, obviously
6
not
months?
No, probably like 2 to 3.
Okay.
Like I would I don't. I'm not asking. Like I just wouldn't ask. No, you know what? I'd probably just be more into myself. Like I'd
Cool,
probably
you-
just
you'd
leave a
pull
lot. Like,
away.
I'd probably go. Yeah, I'd probably
You'd
like
pull
go out
away.
more often. Like I would just be like, fuck it. Well, I'm just gonna
You'd
go
have
out
to
and
go get
fun.
attention
So you
somewhere
would do
else.
all that before you sit down and have a conversation with your man.
I know it sounds really bad. I know it does. I just don't know. Like I don't know.
Exactly. You don't know, so you need to
I
get
don't know.
answers. So ask the fucking questions.
Maybe because some guys, not me of course, but like, no, but some
course not
guys,
Rocky.
some guys sometimes they can't get hard and it's embarrassing for them, so they can't tell their girl
I've
that.
actually dated a few
So
guys
communication,
that like,
tell
can't get
'em.
hard.
Yeah, so it happens.
I
like,
personally think
Oh, it does
I
happen.
personally think it's they're bisexual.
what?
What?
No.
No, literally. Like
I've been talking to this chick.
I like there's 3 guys I've ever dated in the last 5 years that literally like in the middle of it would go limp or have a hard time getting hard, and I'd be like, and they were a little on the feminine side in their personal life, and
No, that's not. maybe
oh wait, I know
Maybe
what
they're all
coked out
coked
is.
out.
Trust me, I know what coked out is. Coke limp dick, yeah.
At the toy store yesterday, remember?
I can still get a Coke limp dick hard.
No, because sometimes. Let me tell you.
tell the story.
I ain't say the whole story, but like, I'll tell you a quick story. There's some real girl I was trying to get at. She's cute. I was trying to get this girl forever. And she finally hits me. She said, hey, I'm going to go to your pad later. I'm at a bar right now. So, man, I'm waiting to get this girl, so I don't want to nut fast. So, like a gentleman, being classy, I jack off in a shower.
Before, yeah.
Tell me- but she texts me after I just bust. She goes, hey, I'm here outside already. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? So she comes over, and I can't get hard right away. So now I'm mind fucked. I go, I can't, because now I see my head. I can't get hard. So she's like, what the fuck's going on? So I can't even get her back at my house anymore. Like, it's whack. So I hope she's not thinking I'm bisexual. Like, what the fuck? Like,
She's like, yeah, you can't get hard with me. He's
I
bisexual.
swear that
I didn't want to tell her like, you know, I just jacked up before you came. Like, what the fuck?
I would have just been honest.
Yes,
I would have just been
Well,
honest.
now I should have.
Honestly, I'd rather know that than me think, oh, he must be bisexual.
Yeah.
I swear to God,
She's
like,
a hot chick. I've been trying to get this chick. I was in her DMs for a minute. She finally hit me up, and I didn't. Man, I fucking struck out. Like,
like
it was-
I'd rather a guy nut in 30
But I'm not
seconds
bisexual.
than
What the
get
fuck?
like not be able to get hard with me. Because now I'm thinking I can't get you hard. Like you want a dick in your face? Like you like.
Look, okay, so that's happened with me a couple of times.
That's not it.
She's gonna be mad at me right now. She's gonna be like, well, you can't. All right, so it happened with me a couple of times, but
You
no,
were nervous?
No, it's the energy thing, you know? If my sexual energy doesn't match yours, or I feel like something's off, he ain't gonna get up. I'm sorry, he's gonna be halfway there. He ain't gonna be full
Right.
finish line. I can't have sex with somebody that I'm not comfortable with.
Okay, so that's different. Like that I take into accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Because same thing, like I'm not gonna with a guy I'm not comfortable as well. I feel like that's off for me. Like I get that part. Because like obviously, like first of all, if we're awkward, or if there's not a connection, trying to have sex already knows it's gonna be bad. Like if I'm probably like I'd have to be like really drunk and be like, fuck it, like let me take over the team. Like let's just try it. You know, I haven't had sex forever.
Yeah.
And I already know the next morning, like after that, I know I'm already know like I'm not gonna be super into it, and because there wasn't a connection at the beginning, the sex is gonna be either shitty or
And
it's
you're not
gonna be
finish,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
So it kind of like evens out to a man that can't get a full erection, I guess.
But I'm talking about somebody that there is a connection before that.
That's different then.
But
If you
guess
have
what?
a sexual connection, you got a connection with somebody and you can't get hard, then maybe that's a malfunction on him. I don't know.
But I don't know. Like I just feel like even to this day, like all three of them are very questionable from what I've been hearing about like their choice and sexual preferences.
So you're hearing things on the street now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that's different.
That's what I'm saying. Like my only experience with men that couldn't get hard, other than like I get coke dick or like you're fucking on mushrooms. I get shit like that. I mean that kind of stuff I get. But I've never had a guy like who I was dating not be able to get hard, and we're, you know, and we weren't like on some kind of drug or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just like out of nowhere. You're just like more than once. Like I'm just like, you want? Should I strap it on for you, bro? Like, what do you want? Like, let me know what gets you tickling here because.
Yeah, for real.
Okay, so let's keep going. If you really love your girlfriend, okay. So Christian agrees with you. If you really love your wife, you should never cheat on her. Oh, so the Taylor and Daniel person says, I dated my boyfriend for a couple months. Is that even a boyfriend? After 2 months? That's not a boyfriend. Then he dumped me, and he said I was ugly, but I'm not. And then it ended the day I told you guys. Okay, so first of all, it was only a few months, and then he said I was ugly. Taylor,
Are you fucking with us?
I know, I'm like, a couple months is, I find after a couple months, you barely even know somebody.
Yeah, you're not
Let
even,
alone could
he ain't
fall
even
in-
farting in front of you
So
yet.
Taylor, let's go back to self-love. So self-love says, I deserve the best. I deserve to be loved. I am beautiful. I'm a queen, and I'm a motherfucking boss. And I'm not gonna sweat no motherfucker who dumped me. Boom. I want you to say that every fucking morning. Okay? Thank you. Hold on. It's 2
Damn.
hours already?
Y'all bored of my
Oh,
shit. I know
shit.
that for sure.
Okay.
They only here for you at this point.
guess you
Or
were.
maybe throughout the whole show.
Okay, so Javier says this.
Mm-hmm.
I can't share the woman I love with anyone but myself.
That's beautiful.
How do you feel about that?
I think that's beautiful. If that's the way he feels, that's his truth. That's
Right.
the way it's gonna be. So Javier, have communication with your woman. Let her know how you feel at all times, even if you think you're too prideful to tell her if something's bothering you, you let her know. If the smallest things bother you in a relationship, address them so they know. Don't think your partner's a mind reader, because they're not. You gotta tell them this type of shit.
Thank you.
And if she's your queen, she's your queen, you know? Love her, cherish her. You got all those questions? like cricket right now. You gotta keep someone say a joke. Microphone, Anthony. Microphone. Say a joke. You know, play some music in the background. Any shout outs we need to do while she's reading questions?
Someone's asking me, what is your ideal man? Honestly, I think ideal man for me has a lot to do with that spiritual connection. Like there needs to be this chemistry where like I look in your eyes and I can see like our future baby's eyes in your eyes.
Damn, now that's deep.
You
That's
mean
deep.
like for me, like that's what it takes for me to want to commit and give my all. For me to put down the walls and not want to run away from somebody. Other than that, like I just don't have time for it. Like I'm busy. Like I'm really, really busy.
Like it's gonna be all or nothing.
Right. And so my ideal man, like it's about that spiritual connection. Like when we lock eyes, like we're in a whole different dimension, like a fucking world where people are like, yo, like, are they even in the room with us? Because like me and him are just like in this zone that is just me and him and nobody else. So everything else, I feel like after that could be worked on. Like if like people can be different places in their life, financially, physically, emotionally, spiritually, but as long as he's in it 100% and committed to it, like I feel everything else, we can create everything. With two people together, we can create, you know, but it takes two people. Like he's willing, I'm willing, like, so for me, that's honestly like ideal. And I feel like that's really rare to me. So it's like, that's the first thing for me, period.
So when you find that, you don't let that go.
Yeah.
And you're gonna work on it, you know.
At that point, like I will like, I won't run, I won't push away. Like I'll literally be like, okay, like bro, like I like you.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm like, hi, I like you. I made like a little, like remember in school you'd be like, will you go around with me? Circle yes.
Yes,
or
no, maybe.
That would literally
Check.
be me, and then I'd like put in a little thing and be like at dinner, like.
What's that called? Origami? You just make a little swan and shit.
And you open it and
Or
it's
the heart.
like, I like you. Like for me, I'm like, I'm being vulnerable. Okay.
Yeah.
What
hell
is
yeah.
the best way to deal with a broken heart? Okay, so we're going to finish up the questions because we're at 2 hours. So we're going to give a shout out to our sponsors. Yay! Okay, so we want to give a shout out to, okay, are we ready? So we're going to give a shout out to Pretty King Savage, who is one of the co-owners is my girl Pretty King Hustle, PK in the house. And I want to give just tell her how proud I am of her. She came out with an eyelash line and a lip gloss line during this quarantine time. And she's just really hustling, and I just want to like show love and support for this company. I'm all about the women who are hustling and doing what they got to do. So men, if you want your ladies to get sexy and dress up for you, if you haven't had sex in 6 months, go to prettykingsavage.com. Grab her some sexy ass eyelashes so she could play dress up, because women love to dress up. And then if you want her to give you like a killer ass blowjob, get her some Pretty King Savage lip gloss. She can gloss up her lips, and once a woman feels sexy, she will do everything you ask her. So spoil your woman right now. Go to Pretty King Savage, grab her some eyelashes and some lip gloss, and she's gonna love you forever. There we go. Seriously, women love makeup. It really like makes women happy. Okay, so did we even get to the subject?
What subject?
Do you
we touch base on a lot of
Do
subjects.
you agree all men are cheaters?
No. Not all men are cheaters. That's false.
In your head, do you know 3 men?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And you know what the fucked up part is? Is all 3 of those men's wives cheated on them.
Wow.
Yeah.
So are all women cheaters?
You can ask that same question.
Yes.
No.
Hey, there's no double standards in this bitch, and not with me.
Women that are cheaters.
Great question. After I found you, good answer.
Yeah, right?
Do I know?
Way too long.
Yeah.
No. Do I know 3 women that cheat? I'm trying to think out of my friends, not like I'm
No,
talking about
three women that cheat or don't cheat.
that don't cheat. That's what no.
That cheat.
Oh, okay.
That cheat.
That cheated.
No, none of my friends cheat. That's what I'm trying to think of 3 women that cheat. Hold on. Okay, I have one. We both know her.
Right? Rocky's like, what's their ats?
It's so weird. None of my girlfriends cheat. Hold on, let me think.
Girls are clever like that. You guys back each other up to
I'm trying, dude. I'm on Google sucking dick for a living. Like, how more transparent can I not be?
This is true.
Like, why would I lie about my girlfriend being a cheater? I'm not naming names,
This is
but
true.
honestly, like the people I hang out with, like they're not. My girlfriends are solid. Like, I'm trying to think of friends. Can you think of 3 girlfriends?
Unfortunately, I can't.
Okay,
Damn,
so I
there you
have
go.
one.
There's 3
I'm
right
trying to
there.
think of 2 others.
And you have one. That's I got 3. What you got, Anthony? No, we on girls right now.
It'll be easier to say guys
Wait,
that
girls
don't
that
cheat.
cheat?
It's easier.
I think I can think of more girls than guys.
That cheat?
Really?
Oh, big time.
What?
Yeah.
Girls have more options.
I can show you my DMs.
Okay, I have number 2.
Can't say no names though.
No,
Don't
I
say no
can't. Okay,
names.
so I have number 2.
Rocky gets girls in his DMs that send him pictures. Maybe I shouldn't say this. This motherfucking podcast get a lot of views. But they're married and they got boyfriends and they be sending him shit.
All the time. And then their fucking man will hit him. And then their man hits me up. Hey, you know she has a fucking man. I go, fuck, bro. I don't hit her up. She hits me up. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, you're talking to the wrong person here. Like,
Yeah.
talk to your chick.
Wait, you know what blows my mind is, first of all, for the man to call another man
That's
and be
weird.
like, do you know she has a boyfriend? Kind of like, first of all, is your picture all over the front page?
No, I don't fuck
Oh,
with.
he-
Because I
no,
don't
no,
mess
no.
with. I don't even DM a girl back if I know she's in a relationship or something. That's not my thing. Like, you know.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
the same way.
I, don't like
I really don't
drama.
fuck with
I hate
anyone in a
drama like
relationship.
that.
Yeah.
So I go like, so a lot of them like to fool him with the other day. Hey, trying to girl that has a chick. And he hangs up on me. I'm like, dick. I could have told you like a man. Like, hey, bro, she hits me up and like, you know, like I don't know, but girls are at least the girls in my DMs. They're kind of scandalous.
That's crazy. Okay, so I have 2. I have 2 girlfriends that I know have lied. I can't think of a 3rd one.
All right, so you got good friends.
No, all my friends are solid. Like,
That's
every
cool.
one of my friends are solid. Like,
That's because you are too. You're very good at that.
yeah.
Like every time me and Jasmine ask you, oh, is it cheating? You're like, of course.
I'm like, what the fuck? Don't do
I
it.
don't think that's cheating. You're like, yes, that is.
Yeah, but what's cheating to one person ain't cheating to another. You know what I mean? Like
When you're in a relationship talking to somebody else,
her truth
is that cheating?
talk like
Yeah, talking.
like talking.
Talking.
Yeah, that's different.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
that's
saying.
cheating.
Like common sense shit. I'm like, what the
That's
fuck? That's
cheating.
cheating. See?
You're this person's going. You know what they're doing, right?
Like cheating?
They're getting.
Physical. Like,
For her, it has to be physical to cheat.
physical. Like, you're physically. Or
For me, I'm like, that's just disrespectful.
I think-
I was talking to him, like, in the middle of the night.
Mhm.
Like, between, like, midnight to, like, 4 in the morning. Then I'm like, okay, that's cheating. But if it's, like, kind of day-ish.
time frame from cheating?
Okay, wait, no, but where's this going? Is it like a friendship, like BFFs type shit, or are they
No,
are
they're
they
guys that
telling
like
each
her
other?
and she likes him. It's
Oh.
guy she's interested in.
Oh, then she needs to get the fuck out of a relationship. What are you doing?
No, once you disrespect, it's cheating. I'm done.
I
Okay.
don't think that's cheating. I think they're just friends.
She's 25, right?
She a real baby.
Livy-
24.
okay, even worse now.
Okay, 10 years.
Yeah, I'll talk to you in 10 years, exactly.
We went through trials and tribulations.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
talk to me when you're 30.
We get like 3 more heartbreaks. 3 more
Uh-huh.
heartbreaks. Talk to me.
That is true.
Yeah, you can't entertain someone like that. You could talk to you could be in a relationship and talk and have friends. You talk to them, but once you cross a certain line on talking like boyfriend girlfriend with a guy that's not your boyfriend or a girl that's not your girlfriend, that's crossing the line. That's the respect
Crossing the
issue
line.
right there, and you're not
Respect.
respecting the person that you're with.
Tell her.
I've been there. I've been that person. I'm not gonna sit around and like, I'm not talking shit on the people that are doing it, but I've been that person. I've been that piece of shit guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where I'm entertaining another woman or other women while I'm in a relationship. You know, I'm disrespecting my queen that I'm with. It's just, I don't know. That's just disrespect. You know, disrespect. But I'm not. It's I don't know. I don't know. I need more whiskey.
Okay, so we will finish the rest of the questions. We're going to have them both back for another podcast together. How about you guys like that? Because we had him back in the background. Rocky.
Hey, yeah,
We should
Rock's
do
gonna
it.
come in.
We should do this one where we actually ask the actual cheating questions with him on it next time. Because I think our questions were a lot like at the beginning of like deeper, what is love and being vulnerable.
Yeah.
And I feel it went where we're supposed to go.
Yeah, we should have started off with the cheating and then went to love.
Well, I felt like I was trying to start off with like, what is love and like, how do people know they're in love? Because I feel like cheating has a lot to do with people really aren't in love with the person they are with. That's why they're entertaining other people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's either comfortability or they're just with them to be with them. Or like they don't maybe like the fact for the minute I have eyes, like when I'm with a guy, like it's literally like blindfolders. Like you can put the fucking richest, hottest guy in front of me and I'm like, no, like I'm in love with someone. But the minute, like if I'm with someone and I even stare at someone else like, hey, what's up? I know for a fact, like I got fallen out of love with that person for a fact.
You don't feel like love is not like it's not like knowing you're in love, but you just feel you're in love. Because
Everything's for me is
you go to church, like you go to church, but like when you feel the Holy Spirit, you just know it. Like like
everything's feelings.
It's
correct.
different. So like it's hard to explain. Like when we're in the right track with God and you and the Holy Spirit is inside you. It's like the same feeling for love because love comes from God.
Yeah.
So I can't really explain to you unless you've been there. So as far as like saying like how do you know you're in love? You don't. You just feel it. I just feel it.
But see, I think that you get that and you get that and I get that because of the God thing.
Yeah.
You mean, and because we're feelers.
Yeah.
But I feel a lot of other people probably they feel God, but they've never been in a relationship that they feel God in it.
There's a way big
so
difference.
they don't understand that God's supposed to be part of the relationship, that it should be as powerful and amazing and exhilarating
And
as God is
it's
in
an
you.
undescribable feeling when you're actually doing that right,
Right.
going that route.
So God
whatever.
people think, okay, well that's only for God, not for love.
Yeah.
Right, but even if you don't believe in God, you'll still understand that feeling of love if you have self-love, you know? If that the higher power or if you don't have
Yeah, I know. You can self-love somebody, but you don't I feel like you don't know what love is. Like I don't want to downplay anybody love, but I always say like how you said, and no one knows I wouldn't date a chick, take her not I won't take it seriously, but I prefer dating a chick with a kid because when you find love for your kid, it's an undescribable love. You'll sacrifice anything for it. So you can have self-love, but when you have like your kid love, that's different, bro. That's beyond another level. Like
it's an unconditional love.
Yeah, so that's a love
that don't fade away.
And that's why I say a girl that has a kid knows that love, and that's a girl that I would like to date.
Yes.
Because they know it's a difference.
Yeah.
Aww,
that's someone you can settle with. That's someone you can build with.
Because they know that that's a top of the line love. That's like the top of the shop, the top shelf love. You know what I mean? I want that. You know?
Oh, I love this conversation. Okay, so we're gonna close out because we're 2 hours in. I want to thank Novel for coming in. Thank you so much. Round of applause.
Thank you for
and
having
the
me.
crowd goes wild. And the girls are throwing their panties. Keep them away.
No. They know I cheat now. They're like, now we're gonna stay away. He cheats. Yeah.
Thank you, Rocky, for coming with him. Thank you to my crew and everybody out here. Thank you to everybody who came in on our YouTube and asked questions. I really, really appreciate all of your engagement, and I hope we answered your questions as best we could. This conversation went a little different than we thought. We're going to do another one exactly on men cheating. So stay tuned for that one. So make sure you subscribe to my channel right now. And I know you can think of one person who can benefit from hearing the advice we heard tonight. Make sure you forward this over to them. Give my video a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. We love you. We will see you again next Wednesday, 8 p.m. And I'm going to plug in Novel's IG right now. And which you guys do not know because we haven't discussed it. He is a tattoo artist. feel free to hit him up for that tattoo you've been thinking about. That
When
you
this quarantine's over, I know you ain't sick.
and follow him. Make sure you follow him on IG. Got it?
You got it.
Okay. We love you guys. Thank you so much. We are here for. Oh shit! Wait, we gotta do the $500 cash giveaway to a single mom.
There you go.
You have your phone? My phone's on the thing. Okay, you guys. So we had a. No, he has his. Because I think he was tagged more than I was. My page wasn't even tagged. Isn't that crazy?
Mine wasn't either. Look at.
Okay, no. Go to your tagged photos, man. No, your other page. No, Val.
It's off. I don't have it. Look at.
No, mira. Go to here.
Oh, right there.
Go to settings. Privacy. Tags. Pending tags. Oh,
Look at 0.
so it's only 3. 1, 2, 3.
Mhm.
So, shit. Okay.
Let's do yours. Or you
I
want to
don't
do this?
think I have any. Let me see my phone, babe.
I think I might have more on my other page.
Was it on your other page? Did you post? You
I
didn't post it on the other one.
on both, yeah.
Did you?
On both pages. On my personal page.
Okay, so Nalo and I, we know how much we've been hearing about single mothers and how many people have been quarantined and people have been laid off. So we wanted to get back to the community and to our tribe here because it takes a village to raise children. And we're here to help you raise them. And we want to empower you ladies and let you know that you're not alone for all the shitty fathers who are not out there. So we are giving away $500 to rent. That means we're going to put the check in the name of the company that your rent goes to. We're not giving it to you to go get drugs or anything crazy and go shopping and buy some Louis Vuitton backpack or
Can't
anything.
even go shopping right now.
Yeah, but
This is for you and your
the
children.
$500 check will be made out to the name of your landlord or your apartment building of where you're living. So we're going to go through and pick out a single mother. And it's pretty crazy. Like, I didn't get not one tag on my Cure Mia page. Not one. My woman motivational page. Let's see. Let's go there.
That could've
I would
been
have
it.
tagged myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like when you do giveaways, people always tag themselves. Okay, so let's see. Oh shit! I think
Were your tags off?
no. I think Marisa deleted the last post where I
Oh,
told
no.
people to hold on. What was it? How do we do that again? Settings, privacy, tags, pending tags. Oh shit. Okay, so so 3. Yeah, I think we only have 3.
Okay.
We have Evis Mendoza. No, they tagged me. And Dub LDDDs. I have 2 people that tagged my page.
That's crazy. No one wants $500, huh? Everyone got
No.
rent money. Donnie paid your rent or something? What happened with that?
Oh, she.
Hey, mama, go on this page real quick.
See, it has to be on the front page. So she didn't post on her front page, but she tagged 3 girls.
I saw that one.
Let's go see the girls' page. No, she's not public. She didn't post. She didn't post. So you had to have tagged us both. And only one girl had me tagged. Okay. Let's go to your page. My That's funny. Okay. Yeah, so you have 3 people tagged you too. So, Evis Mendoza, same girl, Dub. Only 2 girls participated. So what I'm gonna do for Evis? Oh wait, who is she? Tag herself? Let's
Smart
see. Okay, yeah, and look she posted on her front page. Look. Because they had to repost it and then tag us. So she reposted it. It's on her front page.
Yeah, I can't see.
And she tagged
mine.
3 people.
All these girls are. Yeah, they're not. They didn't follow up with it. They didn't tag. They didn't post the video or post the. And most of them are private.
Okay, so we have Evis. She posted us. Let's go look at Dub's page. And we're on her front page.
Mm-hmm.
Diana Forever 29, single mom to my 4 beautiful kids. Okay, so what I'm going to do for Dubs, Noelle, can you get this, record this, so we can post this on our page on who won? Okay. Ready, set.
What are we going to say? You say.
I'll say it.
It's all you.
Just smile and look cute. Okay, so we are about to do our $500 giveaway. We are going to pick a lucky winner. So we went through everyone who tagged us. The requirements were you had to tag him, and you had to tag me, and you had to repost the $500 giveaway on your page to receive our help to help you pay your rent for $500. So it's pretty insane because no one other than 2 people even signed up for the giveaway. Mm-hmm. And I have...
And if you did on my page, all your pages are private, so...
Yeah, you had to have tagged us, and we can't see... Yeah, so basically, we only have 2 people who participated. And I have like almost 5 million followers.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
No one likes money.
Yeah, so we have 2 people who tagged us. Only. That's it. No, and out of his page and my personal page, and I had all my girlfriends even repost this. So we only had 2 people actually tag us and posted on their front page. So to the 2 people that did it, you're both getting $500 towards your rent.
Damn.
We love you guys.
That's awesome.
And this has a lot to do with transparency.
Mm-hmm.
They were transparent. They were willing to take a risk and be vulnerable and be like, hey, I need some help. Yeah. So guess what? To everybody else who didn't speak up, you missed an opportunity to be you. So Evis.Mendoza, you're getting $500 toward your rent. And Dub LDDS, you're getting $500 toward your rent.
Amazing.
We love you.
Thank you guys for participating.
God bless you.